Leander, what's up, Leander? Leander's in the building. Leander is my dear fraternity brother. Salute to you, my good sir. Positivity is definitely coming your way. Let's see. Remember the other day I said I was going to stop saying, indigenous black man says peace. The booty is tripping. Well, peace to you, sir. And positivity is definitely coming your way at the speed of light. There you go. Awkward Texan. Awkward Texan. You know, I was thinking about you today, Awkward Texan. Awkward Texan, thank you so much for being on the front lines during the past few years of the pandemic as a nurse. You are a hero in this country. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, give it up. Give it up. I see Lawrence. Lawrence is in the building. Salute to you, Lawrence. Positivity is definitely coming your way, Lawrence. Valerie says, "Hey, chaotic. It's all about me." Valerie, what's up? Salute to you, and positivity is definitely coming your way. I'm sending out positivity at the speed of light. There you go. Boom. Seven Steel. Oh, positivity. Boom's coming to you. There you go. Seven Steel says, "I'm very happy to be here." Hey, man, I'm very happy that you are here. I have a great show. I wasn't even going to do a show today, but after I saw this ridiculousness, I said, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. A white dude who's not even in blackface, who doesn't even have any bras on. He didn't even look like Miss Doubtfire. He's telling the police he's a black woman. He needs to be treated a certain way. And you know why he's saying that? He's race baiting. He's like, okay, if I say I'm a black woman, maybe they won't do certain things. Maybe they'll be more hesitant because of all the race stuff that the news is creating. So I'm a black woman. His name is Todd, by the way. I'm gonna get to the video. Give me a second. Maybach Music says my cousin is a teacher, and she said some of her students identify as animals, and the teachers must play along or risk getting fired. Yes, I was a teacher back in the day, and you cannot offend these kids anymore. And if you do, you get canned because you have to acquiesce to this nonsense that is taking place now. Let's see. Tobias said, "Thank you." Yeah, no problem, Tobias. Salute to you. Salute to you, sir. Lawrence, I am awesome tonight. Thank you so much for coming. Maybach Music says he knows he will get attention. Guys, tonight's episode is brought to you by Bang. It's a nice energy drink. Please go to your local Walmart, etc., to grab one. Salute to you guys. Guys, the guy is crazy, but I'm going to get right into the video. I'm going to break it down for you. The video is absolutely absurd. But this is what's going on now. This is what's going on. So eventually you're going to have people, eventually people are going to start shooting each other and saying, I'm a time traveler and I can go back in time, or, some dumb stuff. You're going to have to believe them. And, we're eventually going to get there. And that's eventually what's going to happen. People are going to identify as dogs. People are going to identify as air. People are going to identify as mountains and shit like that. So when does it stop? But I did drop the link. What's up, Mike from Boston? Salute to you. Positivity is definitely coming your way. So glad that you are in the building. I want to ask you guys, what do you guys identify with? Oh, and by the way, guys, can you please hit the like button? And after the live stream, can you just write a comment in the comment section? All you have to do is just write a comment in the comment section. Guys, what do you identify with? Please, in the chat, tell me, what do you identify as? Because we are in this day and age now. So what do you identify as? Let me ask you this. Since we are all in this, we all identify as things now. I would like to go into the Lamborghini dealer and say, you know what, dealer, I identify as a billionaire and I have money that I will have. So I'm holding money, but I want you to identify this as money, Well, what is it, sir? All I see is you doing this. No, I have money here. I want you to identify me doing this as me holding money. I want to see if that works. Valerie says, no Red Bull today. No, I have something different today. I have a sponsor. So I have a sponsor today. It's called Bang Energy Drink. Lauren says, I identify as an albino squirrel. Salute to you, sir. Shinsky says, salute to you, Shinsky. Positivity is definitely coming your way. says, I identify as chaotic. True. Give up your bank pen. Oh, I identify as an email and I'm going to send it right to you. Mike says, common sense ain't so common. That's definitely agreed. Maybach Music says, tell Mike from Boston to unblock me. I can't see him. Valerie says, congratulations. Guys, thank you so much for joining the chat tonight. I really did not think that I would be live streaming tonight, but I'm going to get right into the video, guys. Salute to you guys. Where are we at? There we at? Oh, there are we, or there we are. Excuse me. Let me see here. Yeah, I want to know what you guys identify as. What do you identify as? Valerie says, I am a white female. Mike from Boston says, I can't see him either. Okay, so, I guess there's a issue in the chat in terms of blocking. Okay. Mike from Boston, what do you identify as? Okay, I'm gonna share the video. Okay, let me get right into it. So this is the ridiculous video that I saw today. It's absolutely absurd. I can't believe that this really happened, but this is the future that we're in. You know, something that would have been viewed as a mental illness 50 years ago, 100 years ago, is viewed as, the police are like, damn, should we take this serious or not? Because if he identifies as a black female, are we going to get sued if we don't approach it like it's a real black female? But what is a real black female? But let's play it. Well, I got to turn the damn volume up. Give me a second, guys.
Satan in the house, please. We're not Hillary Clinton. We're not Hillary Clinton. All right, Hillary Clinton, please. Satan. All right, Satan. You see her? I was looking for her.
Okay.
Satan, thank you. I love you. Hillary. My sister. It's my sister Hillary.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah.
What's going on with
you? I found her. My 3-year-old stepdaughter just fell and broke her knee, but I took her to the hospital. That's all. I'm just panicking. Okay. I'm a black tranny god.
Yeah.
You heard him. I'm not making this up. You heard what he said. I'm gonna play it back. Give me a second. Janetta says, "Oh, Don Philly, what's up, man? Salute to you." Don Philly says, "I identify as Goku." Janetta, salute to you. Positivity is definitely your way. Janetta says, "I would like to show up at an Oprah Winfrey's house and tell her that I identify as her dog." Let's see. Resolute Germ, salute to you in positivity. Resolute Germ says, "All this nonsense was an inevitability once they stopped treating transgender as what they actually are." Mike from Boston says, "I don't identify as anything except for male." Ooh, yeah. Valerie says, "What?" Awkward Texas says, "Say what?" Promise Hernandez said, "What the hell?" That guy Tobias says, "I identify as a white American male and I want all that imaginary white male privione or privilege." Salute to you, sir. Let's keep watching the video, but I'm actually going to rewind it real quick because I thought I was tripping. You know, when I saw this video, this white dude says, "I am a white transgender." White? No, he says, "I am a black transgender woman." Wow. What? Listen, wait a minute. I never could have imagined. Listen, I'm only 37. Listen, I could have never imagined that the future would have been like this in the 90s. And I don't know if anybody's young in the bushes that is watching, like, oh, I don't want to say anything. Listen, man, if you were born after 2000, let me tell you something. The 90s was crazy, but it wasn't like this dystopia. Well, I don't want to say dystopia because I'm always positive. I don't think this is a dystopia. I don't know how to, it's definitely not a utopia, but I don't know how to identify this day and age. But it's like the 90s had craziness, but you never heard people walking around saying that, you never had a 6'4" white guy saying that I'm a black woman. You never had a 6'2" black man saying that. I mean, I'm not saying that these people did not exist, but it wasn't common. Like, this is crazy because here goes the thing. In the 90s, if the police would have heard him say that, they probably would have whooped his ass, took him to jail. They said, this guy's crazy. But now the police have to proceed with caution now because there can be a lawsuit, There could be a civil suit here. Oh, he said that he was a black woman, and there's a lot of racial discrimination against black people. The police are like, what? Man, he's not even black though. I mean, not to say that you should treat anybody wrong, but certain people have different civil liberties, I guess. Let me keep on playing it. Hold on, I'm gonna rewind it for you. Hold on for a second. So the sister has called the police because of some welfare check. Because she's like, well, this dude is tripping. He's talking about I'm Hillary Clinton. I don't know what's going on here. She called the police. Hold on for a second.
You see her? I'm looking for her.
Sean, okay.
Thank you. I'm looking at Hillary. It's my sister Hillary.
Yeah? Are you okay?
Yeah.
What's going on with you?
I found her. My 3-year-old stepdaughter just fell and broke her knee, but I took her to the hospital. That's all. I'm just panicking. Okay. I'm a black tranny god.
Yeah. Police were like, yeah. Police were like, damn, I don't know what to do here. Hold on. Let me keep on playing. Hold on for a second, guys. A story to tell says, I identify as a do-rag. Mike from Boston says, oh, I'm in the wrong chat. Mike from Boston is a bronze member, by the way. Guys, if you're interested in being a member, please go to the join button. Awkward Texas says, yes. Did we hear that correctly? Yeah, you did, Awkward Texas. This is the unfortunate state of affairs that we live in. Let me see. Resolute Germ says, at this point, dystopia is an understatement. Damn. Wow. Promise Hernandez says, this is just getting ridiculous. I agree. A story to tell says, in the 90s, they would have identified him as a pinata. Yeah, they would. See, hold on for a second. Let me tell you something. So if you're young and you don't get the joke is this. In the 90s, if he would have said, I'm a black transgender woman, this white dude, what the joke is that they would have beat him with but in the 90s, cops carried batons. So they would have whooped his ass because they probably would have tried to beat some damn sense into him. You're a black transgender woman. Bow. They would have beat some damn, they would have tried to beat some sense into him. So that's why the whole pinata joke, if you didn't get it. But nice joke, though, a story to tell. That's absolutely funny. Blue Cousin says, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. If you enjoy today's topic, send Chaotic Truth a cup of coffee. Thank you. Thank you so much, Blue Cousin. Let's continue, guys. Hold on. Let me play it back one more time because I want to know if I heard this correctly.
I found her. My 3-year-old stepdaughter just fell and broke her knee, but I took her to the hospital. That's all. I'm just panicking. Okay. I'm a black tranny god. Yeah. That's what I identify as. But I'm the base god.
Here, John, why don't we come outside?
Where'd you go? Let's go on.
Come on, I'm going to take you with me.
You're not under arrest.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't do any crimes.
No.
I'm starting to think that this white dude just wants attention. I don't think this guy is crazy at all. I think that maybe he took some drugs or whatnot, but I just think that he wants attention. He's talking about he's a black tranny god, and listen to how crazy this is. But he doesn't look disheveled. Not to say that most people who have mental illnesses or episodes are disheveled, but it's just this whole scene is just odd. And this is during the height of the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken. This was about a year ago. So, maybe he's in the house, he's isolated, he's watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos, going down the rabbit hole. He watched a lot of Black Power videos, and maybe he said, damn, I'm a black woman. I don't know. Let's keep playing.
No crimes.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm the base god.
Here, John, why don't we come outside?
Where'd you go? Let's go on.
Come on, I'm going to take you with me.
You're not under arrest.
Oh, I didn't do any crimes.
No crimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
But you do need to come with us. Okay.
No.
Okay.
To what?
We have some paperwork that you need to go to the hospital to go see a doctor.
For what?
Because they want to check you out. They want to make sure that you're okay.
I just went this morning. I got my flu shot. I got my COVID shot this morning.
You did?
That's great.
Yeah, I just went this morning. That's what. Yeah, I got my appointment. I had my COVID shot at the White House with Anthony Fauci. He did it. He's a good.
Yeah, he's definitely on something. He's talking about going to the White House, meeting Fauci. I mean, like I said, I'm not a medical doctor. I think that this guy is perfectly normal in my chaotic opinion. I think this is all for attention. wasting police resources, etc. But you see what happens when we allow certain things in society to happen. You know, when you allow the whole thing of, you know, you can say whatever you want to say because you can't be offended by, nobody can offend you. Nobody can say that you're not whatever. So he can sit up there and with a normal straight face with that water say, I went to the White House and I'm a black woman. And this is normal now. This is normal. But the most absurd thing is that the police have to respect what he says out of fear of backlash. I don't, you know. We play it real quick. Hold on for a second.
That friend of mine, he's a great guy.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
Anyways.
your sister's actually going to come with us as well. So can we
Yeah.
start walking over to the car?
Yeah, you can take her with you, and she can go with you.
Oh no, you're going to
No,
come
you're
with
gonna
us too.
come. I'm coming with you.
No,
We're gonna go right now, John. You need to go.
I'm Teresa.
I see it
not
starting
John.
to.
You heard him. He said his name is Teresa. So he's a black transsexual woman that goes by the name of Teresa. I don't think this man is crazy. I think he's, like I said, I think he's an attention whore. But this is the society we live in. But you know what, though? I really believe that Black Lives Matter should march for him.
Remember, I got my transgender changed 3 months ago. I am Teresa.
John.
Don't be a transphobe.
John, you do need to come with us. Okay?
No, we're good.
Okay. So right now you don't have much of a choice.
What are my choices?
Your choices are to come with us,
Or go where else?
depending on how the interaction goes, to jail. But I don't want to bring you to jail.
But if I'm in jail. Oh, actually, I'm under house arrest. I can't leave, honey.
Just realize that we have paperwork that says that you have to come with us to the hospital.
Can I see the documents, please?
We have the paperwork.
Can I see the
Yes.
documents? I get my paperwork from this morning. Good. You can go ahead this way. I'm a female lady. Okay, I don't like being this close to
We got the
men.
paperwork right here.
Well, you can go that way. 'Cause
Alright,
There's nobody right
So
there.
this officer has the paperwork, okay? And I'll explain the paperwork to you.
Well, this here tells us to bring you. All right, John Michael Johnson
That's not me. That's sir. I'm Teresa Powell.
to Virginia Beach General Hospital.
Right now, you're not being really cooperative with us.
I do not consent to being taken. Do
Okay.
you not understand what being taken is?
I know.
So I don't consent to being taken.
Okay. With us.
I don't ejaculate on cops.
That's good.
What? Hey, look, man. Look. I used to be a teacher. I taught special education. I dealt with the mental health community. Let me tell you something. This man is full of it. This man is, what he's doing is he's playing a game with the police. Give me a second, Bumpkin. Hold on for a second, Bumpkin. He's playing a game with the police. How you doing, by the way, Bumpkin? He's playing a game with the police. What he's doing is he's playing into the same nonsense that is accepted by our overall society. The cops back in the 90s, like a story to tell says, would have pretended that he would have identified him as a piñata. Hint, hint. So the fact of the matter is that now in this society, you could say anything. And like I said, he could probably sue the police department. I wasn't respected as a black woman. And think about the media. They would have taken him seriously, etc. This is the chaotic world that we live in. Hold on, let me play the rest of it and get out of here.
Good. I'm glad.
Whoop, whoop, tranny dicks, whoop, whoop, thank you, sister.
Yeah, see, look, the dude's drunk. He's on some sort of drug. He's either drunk, again, wasting time. But let's keep watching.
No.
So,
I'm not done killing my cops.
Stop.
okay.
I love
What?
killing cops.
So, John,
So you know he's not a black transgender or black nothing. A black person said that, the cops would have immediately got to whooping that ass. Hold on for a second.
you need to.
You Jew, prison cube having dick.
John.
Oh, hold on, let me get this straight. So the cops came there expecting probably a worse scenario than this. But the cops got there and came to a roast session. This is what this is. This is the society that we live in. This is a mild dystopia.
You Jew, prison cube having dick.
John.
Ice-T says, got a bigger body count than Virginia Tech, Columbine, Las Vegas combined. Oh, sir, that's sexual assault.
I know. I know. Go ahead, put your hands
No, that's rape. That's rape. Consent.
John.
Pleading sister. Guess what? Joe Rogan. That's Joe Rogan. That's Joe Rogan. I'm just very, very high on weed.
You got him? We'll figure it out.
We're in this first card.
I don't know. It was a Teresa. No.
Does he have any slippers? You want to step into?
Weed on them.
Does he have any like slippers or anything?
I'm a she. I'm a sister. I'm a sister out.
So now he's imitating a black woman's voice, or the stereotypical black woman's voice. I'm a sister. I'm a sister. Maybe a Latino, black. I don't know. But you see what happens when you allow certain things to happen in society. This is what happens. So he can play this game because, like I said, all the nonsensical things are accepted now. You know, you can identify as a woman, you can identify as a man, you can identify as an animal now. So let me waste police resources. These police could be doing something totally different, dealing with real crime. But look, because this little asshole wants to be a jizzerk, wants to be a douchebag, he's wasting time. And we're going to see a lot more of this in the future. We are. I'm telling you, go online right now. You will see stuff like this. Type in man identifies as a cat. Watch how many videos come up of this crazy nonsense.
I'm Teresa. I'm Teresa. Teresa.
Here.
Teresa, no.
Does he have any slippers? You want to step into these so you have some shoes?
Put your slippers on.
Those are not slippers. Those identify as sandals.
All right, we'll put the
I'm
sandals.
saying, I'm a translator.
He said, what? Hold on for a second. What did he just say?
Dude, this has.
You want to step into these so you have some shoes?
Put your slippers on.
Those are not slippers. Those identify as sandals.
All right, we'll put the
I'm
sandals.
saying, I'm a translator.
Put the
I'm a
sandals on.
trans.
If he doesn't put them on, just whatever.
Put the slippers on so you don't.
I'm like 98% complete. I'm like 98. Yeah, come on now. Cops. Son, that's rape.
John.
Rape. Rapist.
How are you feeling right now, John? You feeling all right?
I just took a little bit of marijuana.
Did you?
I'm a little high.
Okay.
You're not under arrest, John.
Any of you guys trust? You trust one another?
Yeah.
Yes.
We trust each other with our
I don't
lives.
trust men who put hands on ladies like me.
Well,
John,
You already said. He said, I don't trust any man who puts hands on ladies. This is crazy. I'm telling you. In the 90s, when all of this I identify and pronoun stuff wasn't accepted, the cops would have said, enough's enough. Enough's enough. They would have gave him a good beating. Not to say that was right or nothing. Hold on for a second.
I'm going to be driving.
You're a transphobe.
He's
You are
gonna have-
transphobic,
I got the lady
sir.
cop to go in there with
All right,
yeah,
okay.
see, she's sitting there.
I'll
She's
be
waiting for you to
guided.
sit next to her.
I'll be
Come
guided.
talk to her.
I'll be guided. Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Much obliged. Now, Elon Musk, get him out!
Thank you. Come in.
Hold on for a second, Bumpkin. I want to point something out real quick. Hear me out. Did you guys see how many police were at the scene? About 11. Look how much resources were wasted based on nonsense. And you know why this nonsense happens? Because this society accepts nonsense. It accepts, I can be a cat. I can be a dog. You got to make a law for me and yada, yada, yada. Look how much resources were wasted. Go ahead, Bumpkin. What's up, man? How you doing?
Sorry, I was muted. I think you're being transphobic.
I am. Trans, animal phobic, trans, whatever. Yeah.
This guy, come on.
He's a black woman. Yeah, go ahead.
This guy's a high tier troll. He was probably really toasted, right? And he's like, if I'm going to jail, I'm gonna go to jail my way.
Yeah.
That's how it went. But no. If you need a strong state in society to just because listen, if we had a strong state from the moment that this started to right now, we wouldn't be in the same place.
Yeah.
A strong, and I will say it, a strong conservative state would have instantly stopped all of this nonsense. Instantly.
Yeah. Did you get the joke about the piñata thing that A Story to Tell said?
I did not.
Okay, so you're younger. I remember you were saying you were born after 2000.
No, I'm born in 99.
Oh, you're born 99. Okay. In the 90s, those cops would have identified him as a piñata, meaning that in the 90s, a lot of nonsense wasn't put up with. They would have got the first minute he would have said, My name is Teresa. I'm a black woman. One of those police officers would have knocked his teeth down his throat and start beating his ass because they would have probably wanted to knock some sense into him. That's silly shit. And now, and to be serious about the topic, now you have a lot of these, because everything is accepted now, you have men, grown ass men, 6'1", 6'2", who are competing against women, talking about that they're women. It's not fair. But now that the so-called transsexuals are winning and whooping ass, now the same people who fought for it, they're like, oh well, maybe they should not compete against women now. So which one is it? Which one is it? Go ahead, Bob. You got the floor.
At the fundamental root of this problem, just like the degradation of our society is on men's shoulders, this is on women's shoulders.
Yeah.
Women should have instantly said, you cannot be a fucking woman to a man. They should have instantly said that. And there are some TERFs. You know what TERFs are, right? They're like the old school classical feminists. There are some TERFs, right, that will instantly say this is bullshit. But nonetheless, I mean, I blame women for this.
Yeah, you blame women. Okay, all right, cool. Jay the Informant says chaotic. Not sure what that clown is, but in LA, they just locked up a 26-year-old man who identifies as a girl, put him in the juvenile girl prison.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. No.
I want a source on that.
I think that was a joke, and I have to agree with some people in the chat. I don't think that that guy was mentally ill. I think he was just trolling. I think that the cops knew him, but the problem is that look at all the resources. Look at each cop there gets paid a certain amount per hour. It was like 10 cops there. Multiply that gas that was used to get there, and now you see the problem here. And like I said, if you're a police chief, well, I don't know what city this was in. I just saw the video today. If you're a police chief, you can't say, well, you know who he is. You can't go out there, and you have to go out there because what if something goes wrong and you can't really beat him up because he's proclaiming to be a black woman. And if you beat up a black woman, you see the spiral, the chain of events that goes, where it goes. Go ahead. Oh, wait a minute. DJ says absolutely. 90s, meaning 1990s, 90s cops would have used their billy clubs on them multiple times. Bumpkin, in the 90s, before you say you were born in 99, but Bumpkin, in the 90s, cops used to carry around billy clubs. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, they used to carry around billy clubs. Yeah, in most major cities, they used to carry around billy clubs. And and listen, let me tell you something. You did not want to get your ass beat with one of those. I saw it one time, and when I was a kid, and you don't want to get your ass whooped with one of those. Before stun guns and all that, it was billy clubs, and they would have identified that goofy idiot as a piñata. Go ahead, sir.
Chaotic. What that guy just said about the being sentenced to girls' juvie is real.
Oh, it's real.
Yeah, no, 26-year-old biological male sentenced to girls' juvie for molesting a child after coming out as trans.
And this is real. He really.
This is real. This is from the Daily Caller.
See, and this is what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah.
No fucking joke. If you molest a child, death penalty. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it.
But here goes the thing. I don't know. So you can confirm this?
It's from the Daily Caller. It's same thing. It's the same news station that you were just showing.
Okay.
I mean
this is the society that we live in. When does it stop, Bumpkin? When does it stop?
Yeah, Hannah Tubbs.
What'd you say?
No. California trans child molester 26 gets 2 years in juvenile facility. Yeah. From Fox News. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
When does it stop?
It stops when because the bottom line to it is when you look at these sort of this group of people like the trans community, they are a small minority with a loud voice, right? Like everyday working class people, they don't give a fuck about trans rights or anything, right?
Yeah.
So it stops when people stop letting it. You know what I mean? It stops when people actually band together and say, no, you can't do this, or And the best way, you know what I would say we do about that, but I probably shouldn't say that on cam.
No, go ahead, man. What do you want to say?
The only way to truly stop all of this nonsense is for a true populist group or a populist person like Trump, right? But a true one, right? Or even Bernie Sanders, a little less commie, would come around and implement laws that would say, instant death penalty for people that have been proven to molest a child, or for rapists, or for all of these degrading, just unthinkable acts that some people commit, right? Because I don't want my tax dollars going towards a fucking a chomo in prison, right? I don't want my fucking tax paying dollars to go to that shit. Fuck that shit. I don't want to pay for his meals after he did that. You gotta think of it like this. A child is an innocent being, right?
Yeah.
A child is a clean slate, right? Innocent being. And
Yeah.
for someone to fucking do that to a kid, no, there's no going back after that. There's no going back after that. No going back after that. Fucking firing squad. I don't care how you do it. There's no going back after that.
Hawkeye says, and I agree with you to a degree. Hawkeye says, my wife has a master's degree in psychology. When viewing stuff like this, she says, the world just needs to end. Damn. DJ says, of course, that BS is happening in Cali. It's disgusting. Summer says, yes, that's the case. That case is real. I went off like, why are you sending a predator to a juvenile detention center? It's ridiculous. Yeah, because like I said, you have to accept what people are saying that they are in this day and age. And like I said, the unfortunate thing is that you're going to have more and more of these cases, more and more of these little silly incidents happening until somebody puts their foot down. Let me see. Absolute says acceptance culture must end. It has gone too far. I agree. I definitely agree. I think it definitely degrades society. And like I said, it just makes a mockery of our culture. It makes a mockery of our system. And conservatism needs to definitely be brought back to the forefront. Bumpkin, go ahead, sir.
As you know, I sort of reject conservatism on a just it's the economy that they adapt, but I would say this is the fault of liberalism in general, right?
Yeah.
We're seeing sort of like the end game of liberalism, which if you look at society throughout history, where we've always had liberal democracies, towards the end stage, it's always pedophilia. You know what I mean? Towards the end stage, it's always accepting pedophiles.
The Greeks,
Romans,
did it,
Weimar, Germany.
Yeah.
Right. So and two things happen, right? When that happens, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Either the civilization collapses completely, right? Or there is a strong male figure that sort of takes the country by storm and just changes the entire fabric of the nation, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Caesar. We're not going to mention the Germany one. Greek fell apart. So it two paths, right? Two paths. And I would like to point out, and you're going to disagree with me on this, Chaotic.
Go ahead. You got the floor.
Corporations are indeed supporting this as well.
Of course they are.
Yes. So you need to highly regulate corporations. They should not be able to be fucking poisoning the culture like they have been for the past 50 years.
Well, the media. Okay, let's start with the media first. Let's do Hollywood. Hollywood is
my God.
Hollywood is the number one. I mean, all this stuff wouldn't have happened. I mean, so I hate to bring up age all the time, but let me tell you something, man. They've been doing it for years. Like, first it starts off as jokes. You'll see a guy, he's wearing a dress to get out of a situation, so he has to hide amongst women or something. So it's like, okay, they're putting in there as jokes. So this is how it happened back in the day. And then like a perfect example of what I'm talking about is a movie called Tootsie, I think.
Yeah.
And, it was a very good movie. However, it shows that a struggling actor in his 40s, he's trying to get big. So he dresses up. So his name is blackballed in the city. So he dresses up as a woman, and he becomes this enigmatic figure. And it's like there's no references of homosexuality or anything like that, but basically it gets you used to and accustomed to seeing men and wearing dresses.
Yep.
And then you see black men doing it now. So black men started wearing dresses in the 70s too, 80s, and then you see all like the Princes, Rick James, and all these 80s groups that look feminine, and you're like, oh, they're just artists. It's cool. And now you have what you have now. And it's accepted now. So now you can't talk about it now. There's movements, there's laws, etc. It was a perfect plan that has, that probably started, maybe 80, 90 years ago. Like, how can we change the course of history?
They desensitize you to all of this. Your grandparents were viewing movies that they thought were ridiculous, but those
Justin
movies
Hall,
that are ridiculous is our current reality.
Yeah.
They constantly do this. Hollywood is a cesspool of pedophiles
Yeah.
and elites. That's just the way it is. And they changed the culture. They changed the culture.
They did.
They did.
Bonnie says Bumpkin is right. DJ says there are men getting arrested now and saying that they are women or they identify as women and they are being put in women's No, DJ, no. This can't be true. I'm hoping.
No, I've read that. True. This is true.
I'm hoping this is not true, but they are being put in women's prisons, and a bunch of women are now getting pregnant in prison. That is happening in Cali. This is the fall of Rome. What is going on here? Go ahead, Bumpkin.
Okay, chaotic. Either you, like I said, you have two paths.
Yeah, go ahead.
Choose Caesar or choose the fall. Those are the two paths you have. Those are the two paths you have.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to live under a dictator, but go ahead.
Okay, you'll never have a dictator in America.
Right.
But when I say that, right, it's like Cultured Thug did a video, right? It's either you have Idiocracy, or you have Starship Troopers.
See, now here goes the thing. I would not mind living under the government in Starship Troopers. I actually like that government. You have to earn your place in society. You have to earn your right to vote. I actually like that. You serve to protect the body politic.
And the council has full power in that. You know that, right?
So I didn't know that the council. So I never read the book Starship Troopers. So I'm assuming in the book the council had the power.
Yes, it's very. It's. I don't know if you've read into like philosophy or anything, but it's very Nietzschean. It's very Hegelian.
Yeah.
Right, Hegel, where it's like there's the overman and then there's the underman, right?
Okay.
And you should always strive to be the overman, right? Okay. You should always strive to change yourself and strive to be a better person, right? And that's why I do love Starship Troopers. They actually made that movie, right, to try to make fun of
they were making a mockery, yeah.
They were making a mockery of it, but it's funny that every time they try to make a mockery of these movies, it just turns out to be the best fucking film ever, right?
Yeah, because of the message, the implied message. Yeah,
the implied message. They can't change that, right? That is human nature. Human nature is to want to always be better, to always explore, to always conquer. Okay, that is human nature.
So check this out. And I agree with you, Bumpkin. And Seven Still, thank you for reminding me of that. It was Dustin Hoffman in Tootsie. Yes, great movie, by the way. I will admit it was a great damn movie. Jay says, don't forget about The Fifth Element. Chris Tucker was looking real funny, like in those clothes. Yes. And back then when I was a kid, I thought that was really abnormal. You go from Friday to wearing pretty much a skirt in a movie, and it's like, damn, they tricked him. They got him. They convinced him to wear this. Indigenous Black Man says the USA, it's its own corporation, like a state and a county is. Ooh, I know which rabbit hole you're going to go down with that one. That's another topic of discussion. Resolute says it started with the Rocky Horror and it just snowballed. Maybach Music says Diddy was wearing a skirt a couple of years ago. I'm not familiar with Diddy wearing a skirt. Dennis Hernandez says Dennis Rodman wore a dress. I remember that. Not only did Dennis Rodman wear a dress, Dennis Rodman was also an enigmatic figure in the 90s. And he also married himself. And he also did a lot of questionable things. But because, Dennis Rodman had this caricature around him that people thought, oh, that's just Dennis. That's just Dennis Rodman doing what he has to do. Wasn't canceled. But hear me out for a minute, Bumpkin. In the 90s, They didn't cancel Dennis Rodman for doing that. But you know who they canceled? There was a basketball player who went to the White House wearing a dashiki. They canceled him. So you get what I'm saying? He's wearing a dashiki. He's wearing something masculine. He was canceled in the night. I think he didn't make another NBA. I can't remember the guy's name. I think he played for the Bulls. If somebody can help me out, I think Seven still is a basketball fan. I think he can help me out with that one. But you see how they cancel one person who's masculine, but then they don't cancel Dennis Rodman. That's all I got to say. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, the goal here is because liberalism hates masculinity. The goal here is to completely break down masculinity, right?
Yeah.
The liberals are, their heart is in the right place, right?
Yeah.
They're very passionate. They're very forgiving, right?
Yeah.
They try to come off as stoic, but they're not. But at the end of the day, masculinity built the fucking world. At the end of the day, masculinity is what controls the world, right? Like males built society. We built roads. We literally built Rome, right? The longest lasting republic on the fucking face of the earth.
Yeah.
So it's mind boggling. It's almost like liberal democracy and liberalism. It's an ends to a means, right?
Yeah.
It's like they want to kill society. It's like they want to kill everything you love.
Yeah.
Nothing is safe. Nothing is safe with liberal democracy.
Resolute, and thank you for your input, and I definitely agree with you. Resolute says Starship Troopers is a great government. The books, or in the book, is 1,000 times better than the movies. Yeah, of course. Indigenous says Edwin Bernays and his creation propaganda to public. What did it say? To public relations to human relations. Okay. Let's see. Original Radical says Eddie Murphy kind of started it with the Nutty Professor. See, Original Radical has to be very young because here goes the thing. It wasn't started with Eddie Murphy. The whole thing of dressing like women, the whole introduction of it was started decades before Eddie Murphy. Like, you guys have to go back in time and really do the research. It was implemented in small dosages. Let's see. Demetrius said Craig Hodges. Who the hell is that?
Are you doing a panel today, by the way?
I am, but nobody is getting on the panel.
Indigenous black man.
Let me see. Craig Hodges. That was the basketball player. Yes. What's up, Ross? How you doing? Ross Girl is a bronze member, and thank you, Ross Girl, for coming to the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ross Girl. Yeah, so Craig Hodges was the basketball player in the 90s who wore a dashiki to the White House. Masculine, all about, especially he set a great example for black men. They canceled him. But Dennis Rodman, he could dress like a woman, act crazy in the 90s. Oh, they promoted him. He was on magazine covers everywhere. It's just a wild world that we live in. And look at what we have today. Let's see. Awkward Texas says, break down masculinity, break down society. I totally agree. That guy Tobias says, Diddy said he was saying it was a kilt and was paying homage to Scotland. No, he was in a skirt. Thank you.
I'd like to see the picture and make sure that's what's going on.
Let's see who's in the chizzy. Martin Lawrence in Big Mama's house. Where is the link? I thought the link was dropped. There is the link. Let's see. Flip Wilson, Richard Pryor, I know, but the main black stage was Eddie Murphy. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, when does it stop? And actually, when does a lot of this behavior stop? I don't know, where are we gonna go with this? Bumpkin, I have an idea, man. Here goes the thing, and I've said this before. We are gonna get to a day and age. Hear me out. Now, I don't watch TV. But we're going to get to a day and age where you're going to see, and mark my words, we're going to see a sitcom like this one day. We're going to see a sitcom. It's going to be a single man. Now, guys, I know you guys are going to say, oh, chaotic, he's working with the Illuminati. When I'm not. I know you guys are going to say, I remember chaotic said that 10 years ago. He must have been in on it. But no, I'm not. I'm actually against it. We're going to see a sitcom like this in the next few years. It's going to be a single man. He's going to be living in a apartment complex or something that he enjoys living in. they're gonna say, well, we're trying to bring back marriage. We're trying to, and if you're not married, you're gonna have to get out of here, etc. And the guy's gonna say, I love living here and I don't want to move. How can I work my way around this? So what he's gonna do is he's gonna have a friend who's a lawyer. The lawyer's gonna say, well, you can marry an animal and an animal on the books. And the guy's gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna marry my dog so I can stay here. It's not gonna be anything sexual. It's just gonna be like a little formality. But what that is going to do is it's going to usher in the stepping stones for people practicing bestiality. I bet you they're going to make a sitcom like that in the future because they're trying to promote everything now. Because there are some people out there that practiced it, right? There are some people out here who practice all types of sick shit, and they're going to do things like that. And it's always introduced through the media. Now, Bumpkin, go ahead.
I actually made a bet with a close friend of mine what they're going to try to push first, bestiality or pedophilia, which was going to be the next stepping stone. Because this is the only step forward, right, for them, right? It's either bestiality or pedophilia, whichever one is more acceptable, because they're both morally wrong, right? They're both morally wrong. It's an abomination on both parts. I would say pedophilia is probably worse, I guess, morally, but It's absolutely sick, but it makes sense that it would be bestiality, then pedophilia, and then civilization crumbles into into obscurity. Because I don't want to say what I would do if pedophilia was trying to be legalized in my state. I don't want to say what I would do.
Yeah, I think a lot of men would actually take up arms. And
Ideology comes second to stopping pedophilia from ramping through your nation. It doesn't even matter at that point.
Resolute, what's up?
How you doing?
You kind of low
You're
there. How you doing?
absolutely right about that sitcom. I guarantee you Netflix is planning it.
Yeah. Do you mind turning your mic a little bit up a little bit? Do you mind? And thank you for coming to the panel, Resolute. Positivity is definitely coming your way. Tell me when you made the correction. Indigenous Man says their narrative is and has been division and submission by any means necessary. Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna be dropping the link again.
That a little bit better?
That sounds perfect. Resolute, what's up, man? So you followed me on my whole hypothetical sitcom scenario that they're gonna create in the future. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I can guarantee you they're already shopping it in at least 2 or 3 different streaming services.
Yeah.
But being where I am in the country, none of this stuff is new to me. I've been dealing with this from the probably mid-90s on.
Yeah.
I'm the same age as you. They've been talking about gay and straight acceptance since I was in freaking elementary school.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Bumpkin, you about to say something?
Just think about it, Resolute. I had to grow up in this.
Yeah, you grew up in it, Bumpkin.
I had to grow up in this, yeah.
Bumpkin, let me tell you something. You may not know this because of your age. The one community that really did not play this whole trans, okay, I want to be careful here. The one community that did not play this whole
was the black community.
Was the black community.
Yeah, I know.
The black community.
They still don't. Listen,
it is wild to me how the black community has accepted certain quote unquote what is considered norms now. Because in the 90s, it was totally different. Like, it was beyond different. And it's like, damn, it just happened like that overnight. It's the wildest thing. But go ahead.
Programming is crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah, it's definitely crazy.
You throw out, I mean, I look at it like this. This might sound very harsh or egotistical. But I like to think, and it's sort of a coping mechanism, that the majority of people are not intelligent.
Yeah, I agree.
The majority of people are not intelligent, and the majority of people are just they just go to their job and they just accept whatever the narrative is. Sadly, I'd like it to not be that, but sadly that's how it is. So it makes sense that 50, 60 years of propaganda, this would be the end result of it, is just complete submission to the system.
Yeah. So here goes the thing. So you said something about programming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you how crazy programming is. They program black people to accept stupidity with family matters. Think about how Steve Urkel's treated throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
Think about it. Just the entire. Think about how crazy this is. This dude is literally a genius. He's an inventor. He has all these crazy concepts. All this. But think about every episode how they treat him. Like, and I'm telling you, when you interact with a lot of blacks, they will be first to call you, "Oh, you Steve Urkel." And so it's just like programming with the rainbow community. They accepted you to they programmed you to accept this nonsense back in the day with sitcoms, you know. Whereas you as a parent now, I have people who have DM'd me and emailed me and say, "Chaotic, hey man, I don't want to send my kids to public school because look at this." And there is literally a 7-foot tall transgender man in there reading to some damn kindergartners. And you as a parent, you can't say anything because it's a public school, right? This is accepted at a federal level. So you can't you can't send your kids to these schools. Or you can't say anything to change it. Go ahead, Mom.
Yeah, no problem. Can I react to a comment real fast in the comments?
Oh, yeah.
Indigenous Black man says, "I bet Bumpkin has African DNA."
Which one? I
do not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up my DNA right now because it is important. Okay.
Yeah. While you do that, I'm gonna read some more comments. Blue Cousin says, "Thank you for everyone for spending time with us tonight. Like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy." Maybach Music says they were able to infiltrate by putting black men in dresses pretending to be women. They also put Jaleel White, who plays Steve Urkel, in a dress too, by the way, a 14-year-old boy in that one scene too. Now black people are calling each other transphobic. Ain't that something? Let's see.
That is something.
Let me see. Tamara says the masses are worried about how they are perceived. They are terrified of being ostracized. Go along to get along. That's a great comment. Original Radical says it's a lot of these reality shows that beta us into housewives loving hip hop. Bonnie says 7 foot tall. Are you serious? Really? I was over exaggerating about the height. Maybe 6.
They were 7 feet tall with the heels on.
I'm sure there's a few of them.
They were 7 feet tall with the heels on.
Yeah, resolute. Yeah, you could. Yeah. Let me see. The Hood Conservative says people are going to start doing things to these people. Yeah, I definitely agree. And that's why they are that's why they're protected at a federal level, because it's not normal. But that's neither here nor there.
But that's all part of the plan. You push this stuff so hard, it crosses the line, people respond, and then the government cracks down into a complete totalitarianism. They just keep baiting you and baiting you and baiting you until they get to do whatever they want to you.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna stir up some shit real fast on your channel. Okay, I'm gonna give you a good show tonight. All right, I am 6% Irish, 36% Scottish, and I am 54% English or Anglo-Saxon. My ancestors came to America in the early 1600s into the South, and they were rich. So yes, my ancestors definitely owned slaves. And I'm not apologizing for it, because those are just my ancestors.
Now, do you have proof of this? You have proof that your ancestors don't sell slaves?
I don't have exact proof, no. But the fact of the matter is, West Virginia, and they were rich, and they came in from probably around this early 1700s, before America was founded. I mean, you put 2 and 2 together. There wasn't very many rich Anglos back then that didn't probably own slaves. Okay. I'm not saying a plantation. It probably wasn't a plantation, but no, I don't care.
You're okay. You have the floor. You're talking. Go ahead, sir. You got the floor.
But yeah, I'm not apologizing for it. See, I say this because I see a lot of people that come on here and who's that white guy that has a mixed kid that comes on here. He comes in here all the time, and people always call him white boy. Who is it?
I mean, it's a lot of white people that come on the panel. Which one are you talking about?
He's the one that has a big criminal record. He has a bunch of tattoos. Anyways.
Yeah.
I'm Savage. Thank you, Savage. Yeah. People always jump down Savage's neck, calling him a colonizer and shit. Savage is not a colonizer. You guys are fucking. I'm here to support Savage. Savage didn't deserve that shit. He didn't deserve that shit.
hold on, give me 1 second. All right, Tamara says, "Where are all the feminists fighting for women?" AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a U.S. Congresswoman, calls women birthing and menstruating persons, or in women's sports that trans are dominating. Resolute Germ, should transsexuals be able to perform in women's sports? Keep it real.
Hell no.
Why not? Keep it real.
Mostly, they have a biological advantage. Even if they, in theory, they actually believe they are a woman, they've already spent 15 or 17, whatever years as a man. Their complete body structure is male. They have the skeletal and muscular structures of a male, so they have an inherent advantage.
Yeah.
That's why the freaking women's world record, the men's world record, and virtually everything leaps and bounds different.
Yeah.
So they know they're cheating.
Yeah. So here goes the thing. Why? So obviously these. So I don't know which states. I should have the information in front of me, but there are a few states that have actually outlawed this. Why are these governors or the House of Reps or the state Senate? Why are these states banning that aspect of it? But it's weird because like why is it a limit in sports but not anything else? Like me, as I don't have any kids, but why can't I say as a parent, hey, I don't want this person in front of my 5-year-old reading to them? Why is that wrong? But it's not wrong to say, listen, you really are a man. Let's keep it real. You can't really perform sports. Why? Which one is? Where does it stop? Where's the morality there? Or go ahead.
The anyone?
Yeah, go ahead. Get the floor. Yeah.
I don't know where does it stop? When we stop giving these governors so much fucking political power.
Go ahead.
Yes, he's from Cleveland, true. But yeah, so it's like a cognitive dissonance thing with these liberals, right? Because they always push the trust the science, right?
Yeah.
But science for thousands of years said there are genetic differences between men and women, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
But they view gender as a spectrum, right? Because they separate males from females, right? But that went too far, right? Some of these governors are realizing that went too far because even if gender is on a spectrum, there's still a separation between gender and biological sex. Mm-hmm. So I think some of these governors do sort of see the difference when it comes to sports because obviously males are going to have a superiority when it comes to sports, especially specific sports like football, fucking boxing, MMA, like come on, man. No one wants to see a man in a wig get into a fucking MMA ring and break a woman's neck because he punched her, right? Yeah. I don't want to see a man beat up on a woman on TV, okay? That's just the bottom line to it. And I think a lot of these governors see that and they realize a little bit that maybe we went a little bit too far. Yeah. But there's no going back now. They've already set their seeds. This isn't going away unless they completely reject the ideology.
Resolute, what's up?
Yeah. I don't see a lot of these governors actually backtracking. A lot of the states like Midwest, whatnot, it's always been, you can't do that. It's just they're responding to legal challenges. Yeah. And then if you come out west here, the government's already full steam ahead on you must accept this or else you're going to freaking prison.
Out west
Michael
where?
Douglas Sting says, shout out to CT
Washington
running multiple shows. What's up, Michael Douglas Sting? Salute to you. Thank you for coming to the show, my good guy. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, out west where? Because I'm in the most liberal area ever. I'm from Washington State, the Pacific Northwest.
I am basically right next door to you, just south of Seattle.
Oh shit! Wow, we're really close. Yeah, I'm from the Grace Harbor area.
So, guys, what do you think about Kyler. What is the guy's name again? Bruce Jenner winning Woman of the Year.
Oh,
Mhm.
that secretary of
Not the individual who's on the cabinet, or I'm talking about the athlete, Bruce Jenner.
Oh, I don't take Bruce Jenner seriously at all.
Okay.
They're setting a precedent.
Bruce Jenner
saying,
transitioned because I think he killed somebody. He pulled a Ted Kennedy.
I never heard of that before. Hold on for a second. DJ says the best woman boxer in the world fought one of the world's worst ranked boxers. I saw that fight years ago, and she got beat and and she got knocked the fuck out. That's what DJ said. And I actually saw that fight. It was years ago. Tamara says, I was shocked to see South Dakota governor know him, K for college sports, but hey, a lot of money in college sports. Yeah. Valerie says, yeah, the photographer has done several videos of them. The dueling banjo guy in Deliverance is real. Tamara says, I'm 4th generation Seattleite. Oh, okay. Blue Cousin says, laughing my ass off, Woman of the Year. This shit is a simulation. I could change my character anytime I want to. Demetri says Bruce transgender. I don't know if he killed someone. I never heard of that before. Tamara says Jenner won Woman of the Year, wasn't even a woman for a year. Ooh, yeah. Buck, you know who Bruce Jenner is, right?
Of course I know who Bruce Jenner is. Yeah. It's one of the best Olympic athletes ever. It was so sad to watch him put on a fucking dress. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But no.
Go ahead, Bump. You get the floor.
It's kind of funny because they're setting the precedent that men can be better women than women.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's true though. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Let me see the comment section real quick. Indigenous Black Man says Bruce Jenner is a puppet like his stepson, Kanye. Janetta says Bruce Jenner killed someone in a car wreck. I remember that, but I don't think it was related to his transition. Richard, what's up, Richard? Thank you for coming to the chat. Says Jenner is a loser and doesn't deserve fame. The Hood Server says Bruce caught a body about a week ago. Hold on for a second. Let me see. This is Jay coming into the chat. Jay, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, guys?
What's up, man? Let me ask you a question. What do you identify as, sir? Keep it real. You identify as a Lamborghini, don't you?
No, a male.
Oh, no. Okay, you don't identify as you don't identify as a rich man walking into a store. Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
No, you got the floor. It's up to you, man. Go ahead. You came up. What's up? So what say you, sir, about that video I played earlier?
Oh, I actually didn't catch the video, bro.
You didn't catch the video? Hey, I'll play it for you.
Oh, go ahead. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll play it for you. Hold on for a second. Guys, you guys can talk while I look the video up again. I actually took it down. But I'm going to show you a video of a white guy who is claiming to be a black transgender woman upon being arrested. And I would like for you to give your opinion on what you think about it. Give me a second. Guys, thank you so much for coming into the chat. Please, when the video is over, please write a comment in the comment section when the video is over. And please also like the video.
It's my sister Hillary.
Yeah?
You okay?
Yeah.
What's going on with
No,
you?
I found her. My 3-year-old stepdaughter just fell and broke her knee, but I took her to the hospital. That's all. I'm just panicking. Okay. I'm a black tranny god.
Yeah.
That's what I identify as. But
Okay.
I'm the base god. I'm
Here,
the base
John, why
god.
don't we come outside?
Yeah, let's go on.
Come on, I'm going to take you with me.
You're not under arrest.
Oh, I didn't do any crimes.
No crimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, good
But,
call.
but you do need to come with us. Okay.
No.
Okay.
To what?
We have some paperwork that you need to go to the hospital to go see a doctor
For what?
because they want to check you out. They want to make sure that you're okay.
I just went this morning. I got my flu shot. I got my COVID shot this morning.
You did.
That's
I
great.
Yeah, I just went this morning. That's what. Yeah, I went. I got my appointment. I had my COVID shot at the White House with Anthony Fauci. He did it. He's a good friend of mine. He's a great guy.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
Anyways.
your sister's actually going to come with us as well. So can we
Yeah.
start walking over to the car?
Yeah, you can take her with you, and she can go with you.
Oh no, you're going to
No,
come
you're
with
going
us
to
too.
come. I'm coming with you.
No,
We're going to go right now, John. You need to go.
I'm Teresa.
I see it
not
starting
John.
to
Remember,
smell.
I got my transgender changed 3 months ago. I'm Teresa.
John.
Don't be a transphobe.
John, you do need to come with us. Okay.
He might actually be mentally
Yeah,
ill.
we're
Hold
good.
on.
Okay. So right now you don't have much of a choice.
What are my choices?
Your choices are to come with us,
or go where else?
Depending on how the interaction goes, to jail. But I don't want to bring you to jail.
But if I'm in jail. Oh, actually, I'm under house arrest. I can't leave, honey.
Just realize that we have paperwork that says that you have to come with us to the hospital.
Can I see the documents, please?
We have the paperwork.
Can I see the documents? I went. I get my paperwork from this morning. Good. You can go ahead this way. I'm a female lady. Okay. I don't like being this close to
We got
men.
the paperwork right here.
Well, you can go that way.
All right.
There's nobody right
So
there.
this officer has the paperwork, okay? And he'll explain the paperwork to you.
Well, this here tells us to bring you. All right, John Michael Johnson.
That's not me. That's sir. I am Teresa Powell.
To Virginia Beach General Hospital.
Right now, you're not being really cooperative with us.
I do not consent to being taken. Do you not understand what being taken is?
I know.
So I don't consent to being taken.
Okay. So, John, you're coming with us.
I don't ejaculate on cops.
That's good. I'm glad.
Whoop, whoop, tranny dicks, tranny dicks, tranny dicks. Whoop, whoop, thank you, sister.
Enough.
So,
I'm not done killing my cops.
Stop.
Okay. So,
I
John,
love killing cops.
so, John, you need to.
You Jew prison cube having dick.
John.
Ice-T says, got a bigger body count than Virginia Tech, Columbine, Las Vegas combined. Oh, sir, that's sexual assault.
I know. I know. Go ahead, put your hands
No, that's rape. That's rape. Consent. Pleading sister. Guess what, Joe Rogan? That's Joe Rogan. That's Joe Rogan. I'm just very, very high on weed.
You got him? We'll figure it out.
I had.
We're going.
I didn't know it was illegal to have a bag of weed on.
Does he have any like slippers or anything?
I'm a she. I'm a sister. I'm a sister out.
John, we need to go.
I'm Teresa. I'm Teresa. Teresa.
Here.
Teresa, no.
Does he have any slippers? You want to step into these so you have some
No.
shoes?
Put your slippers on.
Those are not slippers. Those identify as sandals.
All right, we'll put the sandals.
I'm a trans lady.
Okay.
I'm a trans.
If he doesn't put them on, just whatever.
Put the slippers on so you don't.
I'm like 98% complete. I'm like 98. Come on now. Cops. Son, that's rape.
John.
Rape. Rapist.
How are you feeling right now, John? You feeling all right?
I just took a little bit of marijuana.
Did you?
I'm a little high.
Okay.
You're not under arrest, John.
Any of you guys trust? You trust one another?
Yeah.
Yes.
We
Hey,
trust
John,
each
I'm
other with
gonna
our
be
I don't
lives.
trust men who put hands on ladies like me.
Well,
John, I'm going to be driving.
You're a transphobe.
He's gonna have-
transphobic, sir.
cup to go in there with
All right,
yeah,
okay.
see, she's sitting there.
I'll
She's
be
waiting for you to
guided.
sit next to her.
I'll be
Come
guided.
talk to her.
I'll be guided. Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Much obliged. Oh, Elon Musk! Get him out! Get him out!
Thank you. Come in, sir.
Okay,
Jay,
so
Jay-
wow.
Jay, what say you, man? What
Extremely crazy. Extremely. He's out of it. He said he was high, but I think he was drunk too at the same time.
yeah.
And I can't believe the police were so delicate with him the whole time. That
Yeah,
was
well-
extremely
Yeah.
well on their behalf. I give it to him on that one.
Yeah. Now
But that whole pretending thing.
Yeah.
No. They should have took him down. I don't see why they cooperated that whole time with him. Him saying,
yeah.
Elon Musk to Fauci, like what was that about?
I don't know. You tell me. So he said he identifies. His name is Teresa. He's a black transsexual woman. Why do you think he said that though? Keep it real.
I mean, like I said earlier, man, maybe he wants to get into a women's prison. And if I'm going to jail, let me have it the easy way.
Okay, he wants to get to a woman's prison. Now let me ask you a question. If you would have been a cop on that scene, what would you have done, sir? Keep it real.
You got to be as delicate as you can, especially if you're being recorded. But I would have handled that in a much faster pace.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Were you around in the 90s?
Yeah, I'm a mid-90s baby.
Okay, let me ask you. Oh, so you are a mid-90s baby. Okay, so you were born in the 90s.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Sorry, let me tell you something real quick. I was born in the 80s. Okay? I lived in the 90s as a kid. If that was 1994, you know what would have happened to him, black or white? You know, you want to know what would have happened to him?
You guys ask it.
Yeah, in the 90s, police officers in different cities carried what is called billy clubs or nightclubs or nightsticks. I don't think cops carry them anymore because I think they use stun guns now in substitution. In the 90s, if they would have walked into the house and that white man would have said his name is Teresa and he's a black woman, one of those cops would have hit him in his mouth and got to beating him. You know why they would have beat him, sir? Jay,
Why?
you know why they would have beat him? Go ahead.
Why is that?
Because they would have been trying to knock some sense into him.
He needs some. Bro, that was ridiculous, man.
I'm being serious. I'm not bullshitting. They would have beat the shit out of him.
I'm on your side on that, man.
In the 90s, I miss the 90s. Sometimes those cops, man, I mean, yeah, some of them were brutal. But I'm telling you, man, people back in the 90s just, I mean, I'm not saying that these things didn't happen. But what I'm saying is, in the 90s, just like in the black community, this whole trans thing didn't exist. Listen, it did not exist. So what I'm saying is that these behaviors that you can get away with, let me say I'm a dinosaur now. Well, we can't mess with him because he's a Tyrannosaurus Rex and they kill people. Like, you know, it's just nonsense.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. What's your take on this? Where did all this start? This acceptance of, you know, I could be what I want to be.
I want to say back in I want to say as early as 2010, 2015, because I remember seeing all. I remember the movies where people were dressing up like women and all that. But you gotta look. We went from not mentioning that stuff to it's absolutely tolerated in every single movie. Even the new Cinderella movie.
Yeah.
Grown ass man in a dress talking about he's the godmother.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Go
I
ahead.
don't know.
I haven't seen it. I don't.
No, I didn't watch it either. I saw the trailer though, and that's all I need to see.
Okay, you don't have any children, do you?
No children, no.
Okay, let's say hypothetically you have a 5-year-old, you know, son or a daughter, whatever. It don't matter. They're in how we used to say in the 90s, kindergarten, but kindergarten. They're in kindergarten, and you go up to the school one day, and the teacher says, "Mr. J, we're gonna have a cross-dresser who's gonna come read to the children to, you know, get them acclimated on what they are." What would you say to that teacher? Keep it real, Jay.
I mean, I would tell them that's unacceptable, man, because bringing in a cross-dresser, like, it's pushing, not only is it pushing an agenda, but it's pushing tolerance onto the kids.
Yeah.
I guess it's conditioning them over the years so they accept that as the normal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah.
I would probably pull my kid out of school if that was the case.
Yeah.
But you see in all these TikTok videos where teachers are coming out to kids, and that's actually accepted as the norm right now.
Yeah. Let me ask you this hypothetical question then, sir. What if you came to the school and your son, you're picking up your son or daughter, and they say, Daddy, we had a man dressed like a woman who was reading books to us today. What would you do, Jay? Your son or daughter's 5 or 6 years old. What would you do? Keep it real.
I'll probably have to have a talk with the teacher. I mean, I can't really go after my own kid for that because we went behind the planning in which led up to that event. But I would have to have a confrontation probably with the principal, the teacher, assistant principal.
Yeah.
But even if you do have a confrontation, if they're fully on board with the agenda, you're probably not going to win. You're probably going to have to go to the school board. You're probably going to be looking crazy. There was actually this one Caucasian guy that was at a school board meeting, and he actually confronted the school board about what happened to his. I can't remember exactly what happened to his kid.
Yeah.
But he got dragged out of the school board meeting.
Yeah.
I cannot remember exactly what happened, but it was something dealing with the LGBT.
I actually know this story, Jay. I actually know this story.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if it's referring to the same one, but there was a situation where this is some serious shit, okay? There was one student that identified as a male that identified as a female and was going in the female locker rooms and then, or not locker room, female bathrooms, and he sodomized another female student.
That's it right there.
By force, by the way. It was by force, by the way, and that kid never got locked up. The school board hid it and just transferred that student to a different school where that student did it again. And that father of the person was very fucking heated.
Jay, do me a favor real quick, man. Do me a favor. Jay, ask me the same question that I asked you.
All right, Chaotic. What would you do if you picked up your child and they told you, hey, father.
Yeah.
When we went to class today, there was a man dressed up as a woman reading us a book.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I'm walking to the teacher and I'm knocking his or her teeth out her fucking mouth.
But then you go to jail.
No, I'll go to jail because that is an abomination. It's an abomination. And you didn't tell me about it? Oh, I'm knocking your teeth down. I'm not even a violent person. I'm sorry, I'm not. But that right there, absolutely. Now, I'm walking to the teacher, I'm knocking his or her teeth out their mouth. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
What would you do, Resolute? You're a little bit older. You're my age. You said, what would you do, Resolute? You're unaware of this happening.
At this point, I would never let my kid go to public school.
But what if it happened that day? I'm just saying, like, what if you just in the moment? Keep it real.
In the moment, get in the car. I'm going to go talk to your teacher, and most likely the cops are going to get called because if they're defending it, I'm going to get very, very angry and start threatening some people's jawlines.
Yeah. See, Bumpkin and Jay. See, we're a little bit older than you guys. You know, I'm from a generation. I'm telling you, man, like that kind of stuff. Oh no. Oh, you didn't tell me about it. Oh no. I'm knocking your teeth out your mouth. Yeah. I'll go to jail. I mean, 6 months probation. Yeah. Forget that. Yeah.
I would say, okay, only reason I'm saying that because, I mean, is that now a hate crime if you hit somebody based on their gender?
I'm not hitting the person because they were invited.
Oh, okay, you're hitting the teacher, my bad.
But I'm gonna knock out the teacher. I'm gonna knock out the principal or something. Somebody's gonna because
someone's catching some hands.
That's an abomination.
Someone's catching some hands. Yeah.
A child. There's no reason why a child needs to learn, first of all, about sex, let alone about this transgender or anything like that. It's bullshit. Go ahead.
It is.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I think believe it was Resolute.
Go ahead, Resolute.
No, they're gonna stick a hate crime charge on you either way, especially out west here. They will find some way to get a hate crime charge on you to make some big show of you. Say, oh, he's away for 10 years now.
Oh no. Yeah. Rise Girl says, hell no. Where the permission slips. Indigenous Black Man says, I'm leaving the city if the Flash is the GAY superhero of my city. Only way but Burr. Okay. Guys, guys, sometimes I can read in Ebonics and sometimes I can't. Let's try to use proper English, guys. I gotta do the show and I gotta talk. It's kind of,
Queen's English.
Let's see. Damn Deluxe says, if Juicy can get out in one day, so should you. Yeah.
Oh, have you heard about that MMA fighter?
Yeah, I heard about that. We could talk about that at another time. But yeah, okay. He went after the guy. Yeah, Blue Cousin says, see, that's when I would choke the shit out of dude's parents. I would have went to the crib, to that crib. Wow. Let's see. Katrina says, I wouldn't care, but I'm more tolerant than some people, I guess. Oh, wow. Damn. She says she wouldn't care if she found out. Let's see. Okay, I have another question for you guys. Okay. Mm-hmm. Your child comes of age and says, Dad, I think I'm the other sex. What say you, Jay? You go first, Jay.
I mean, we're gonna have to have a common sense talk. I mean, I'm gonna allow you to, I guess, go change to the opposite sex, but I'm going to tell you about the repercussions of that. I mean, you can't just are we talking about a boy into a girl or a girl into a boy?
Either or. Well, okay, particularly if you had a son. He says, Dad, I think I'm a girl. I want to start wearing dresses. I want to start wearing heels. I want to start switching. I want to start wearing wigs. Keep it real. What would you say?
Damn, see, I'm kind of lost on that. I mean, I wouldn't fully accept it, but I feel like I can I wouldn't say tolerate it at the same time. I couldn't fully accept that.
Yeah. Bumpkin, what say you, sir?
Dude, I would literally just, I know it's my kid, right? It's my bloodline. I would say, I don't respect your opinion and you ain't doing that shit until you're 18 out of the house. I don't care. I don't care. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And the hope would be, right, is they wouldn't be able to do any of that. And by the time they're 18 and matured, right, they would grow out of that, hopefully. Yeah. But then again, I guess you can have more than one kid.
Resolute Germ, what would you do?
You ain't doing shit. You're going to a psychiatrist.
So wait. Let me
Damn.
get this straight. So your kid comes and you say, "Dad, I want to be a girl." You're gonna say you're gonna send him to a psychiatrist. Why is that? Because you know all this is accepted now. But why do you think he's crazy? Go ahead.
Because either they're propagandized or they're crazy. Let's check both off the list. Get the appointment and start talking to who the fuck you've been talking to about this shit.
Yeah. Interesting.
And it's not only about who they talking to; it's about what they're watching. Disney is pushing that heavy right now.
Yeah, Disney's been pushing all types of debauchery since the early 20th century, almost 100 years ago. Disney has promoted bestiality for a very long time, and I noticed it so I don't know if you guys are hip to this, right?
What?
Are you guys hip to
Disney?
Disney promoting bestiality?
Like Lady and the Beast. What is the name?
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
When I was a kid, I said, "Yo, whoa, that's a damn animal. That's a monster. What kind of crazy a black got the black woman on there kissing the damn frog?" I said, "Hey, what kind of sick? Who writes this?"
Pedophiles.
The bestiality angle, but
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Resolute. You got the floor.
never got the bestiality angle off of them. But the
I know,
whole
because it's so-
Third Reich angle that's been obvious since the early days.
Yeah.
Because his
Kissing a
brother was a
frog.
higher up in the American Party.
Yeah.
And who do you think helped bankroll the first 10 years before Disney hit it big?
I don't know what you're about to say, but please don't say anything about a certain class of people that we can't talk
Is
about.
his brother.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was his brother. Okay.
Can I just bring
And
something
he
up?
happened to
Oh,
be
go
a
ahead.
member of the American branch of the German party at the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Can I just bring something up?
Go ahead, sir.
So 40%, the statistic, 40% of homosexuals, transgenders, 40% of them had how do I put this? Usually during a young age, they had some traumatic experiences that happened to them. If you catch my drift,
Okay.
like an uncle or a family member, or a preacher, maybe you catch my drift, okay? So it's really hard because I feel like a lot of these people are victims, right? I feel like a lot of these people are victims. But so transgenderism is a mental illness.
It is.
And
I agree with you 100%.
There's not even any debate around this, right?
No, it's no argument. I 100% agree with you.
The classification of it is gender dysphoria, and it is a mental illness.
Yeah.
And with mental illness, like what people don't talk about a lot is mental illness doesn't just strike in ones, right? Mental illness strikes in several mental illnesses, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time. Like if someone has schizophrenia, they probably have bipolar disorder as well.
Yeah.
Right? So 40% is low in my opinion.
Well, okay, let me stop you real quick.
Yeah.
It's not that people did not have mental illnesses in the 90s or the years before that. It's just that with mental illness, unless you are a very severe case, your mental illness can be subsided by society. Society says it's wrong. That's an abomination. So even if you have these ideas of dressing like a woman, let's say it was 1991, you know that, okay, I don't know why I want to do this, but society, there's repercussions right now. I will get my ass kicked. I will get reprimanded by my family. So your mental illness will still be challenged. But now everything is accepted. So now it's like, oh, no, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You can't say it. Go ahead.
But Chaotic, let's go to the root of the problem, right?
ahead.
The 40%. And I believe that number is much higher because people don't report a lot of these incidences, right?
Yeah.
If we literally just start coming down hard on child molesters, like I said, death penalty for proven child molesters, then there's going to be less people trying to fuck kids, right? So this has a counter effect where if, let's just say 40% of these people, right, they wouldn't be in the situation with that trauma, right? They'd probably just be a normal functioning person. So
let me ask you
it's
a question. So let me ask you this. You're taking the angle of child molestation, but does this not happen in Russia, where there's low homosexuality or low transgenderism? Does this not happen in some like let's say parts of Africa? There are many, if not all, countries in Africa where there is little to zero homosexuality. So either the people over there just have no incidents of child molestation, or maybe it's just a thing that is just an abomination that has been introduced into the Western society. I mean, what say you?
Well, I would say
Do you get
places.
what you get
I
my-
get what you're saying. I would say places in Africa would still just like places in the Middle East. They execute pedophiles and child molesters. They drag them out in the middle of the street and kill them. Am I wrong?
For certain
Hey,
societies,
there's a lot of things
they
happening.
have
in Africa.
very
You could
different
be right,
standards
yeah.
of what a minor is in like the Middle East and Africa.
That is fair.
Like under
That is
18, they're saying like under 13.
that is a fair point. That is a fair point.
But I guess my argument would be is that I don't necessarily agree with all of these people saying that they, who are coming out as trans, or saying that I don't believe that all of them are. I don't believe that a large majority are molested. I find that just strikingly hard to believe.
Why though?
Because again, in other cultures, you don't have this behavior. So when people say, well, in Africa they take you out in the street, well, that's just implying that Africans are just savages. Like, oh, we're gonna kill
No,
you.
they're not savages. No,
Well,
they're not
I'm saying that
savages.
I'm not right, but what I'm saying is that how come these things don't happen like in Russia or all this large transsexual community? Is if because are we saying that these other groups of people don't have pedophiles or anything like that in their culture as well? Because I'm pretty sure that they do.
So in Eastern Slavic nations, the state instantly smuts out any of the LGBTQ or anything like that. They instantly come down very hard on them. That like the boot of the state is constantly on those people's necks. It's just the way it is. That's why culturally they can never really achieve anything over there. They're not very hip to the liberalism or the liberal democracies, which kind of based
Sort of benefiting them at the moment.
Yeah, it's not benefiting them at the moment, right? And that's the problem, though. That's the problem, because if it would start to benefit them, we could see that very similar situation. But also, you got to take in the aspect that a lot of these Eastern Slavic nations, like Russia, are extremely Orthodox Christians, right?
Yeah, they are,
Extreme Orthodox Christians, and Orthodox, they don't really believe in the turn the other cheek thing. So righteously Christian, right? So that probably plays an aspect.
It seems to be working quite well for them.
It seems to be working quite well for them, yeah.
When I was a kid, I believed in ghosts. And, your parents, they played along with you. Oh, your friend, he was in. I saw your friend, Chaotic. He was in the house the other, yada yada yada. Right? Now, I'm pretty sure you guys had imaginary friends growing up too.
I did.
But after a certain age, if you're like 12 years old, your parents would probably say, cut this shit, man. Eventually, your parents are saying, hey, cut this shit, man. If I were a parent, I think that I would want to do that. And I think that needs to come back. Dad, Mom, I think I'm gay, or I know somebody's gonna take that and snip it and make it seem like I said that. But anyway, Mom, Dad, I think I'm this, I think I'm that. As a parent, I think it's your divine right. I think it's your right to say, cut the shit, man. Cut it. Now, Resolute, you seem like you would do that, but Jay, you said you won't do that.
I mean,
yeah, you grew up in this generation with all this acceptance nonsense. Go ahead.
I mean, personally, I don't accept it myself. I think they're going overboard with it, but at the same time, I'm looking at they're just like when it comes to like the what's they call themselves, the Democratic Black Caucus. Most of their donors are actually LGBTQ organizations.
Yeah.
And that's why they're accepting it, and that's why they're pushing for it. So I think while there's a financial side to it that also has to be looked at, while people will accept the LGBT community because, hey man, they're patting our pockets. But as a person, as myself, I don't accept it. And I don't believe many black people do accept it. I believe you just hear the loudest black people talking.
Well, Jay, let's be honest, because me and you are both black.
Yeah.
You know, our culture is a very bandwagon culture. Let's be honest. We ain't gotta pretend because two whiteys are on the panel. Keep it real. We ain't gotta pretend. You know our culture is bandwagon. Anything that's popular and hip. Oh yeah. We cool with that. That's because the greater society accepts it. But as soon as the greater society accepts, you know what, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, I believe you on that one because just like I was saying with the Black Carcass or whatever, John Lewis came out before he passed away talking about they suffered more than us and all this crap he was coming out his mouth with, and black people actually believed it. So I think in essence they were tricked into believing that. I mean, if you hear the same narrative over and over again, you start to believe it, become numb to it, and it just becomes a daily part of your life. Accepting that is I think black people are being programmed to accept it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's unfortunate, but yeah, you're right about that.
What if your son came to you and he's 14 years old? He said, "Dad, I identify as a bronchiosaurus." What would you say? Keep it real.
I'm telling him, hey man, you better fucking get on with that.
Okay, so you would tell him
14
that.
is too old to be doing that. I mean, that's like an 8-year-old, 7-year-old. I'm a superhero. I'm a dinosaur.
Yeah,
I can see that, but 14, nah.
yeah. But isn't it crazy how you immediately said you cut the shit with that? But it's like like the homosexual or transsexual thing is open for discussion. Isn't that kind of crazy how this society has turned into?
I see how you just split that right there. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I would prefer if my 14-year-old, if I had a son, said, "Dad, you know what? I identify as a Tyrannosaurus Rex." And it's like, oh, okay. Because society is going to remind you if you're one or not. But it's weird because like you just but see, you grew up in a different generation than I did. But it's like you immediately cut the shit when it came to that dinosaur nonsense. But it's weird now. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I don't. Like I said, that dinosaur. I mean, that would be weird for a 14-year-old to say he's identifying as, or he or she identifying as a dinosaur. That's just completely weird. But with the propaganda that's being pushed, you can see a kid coming up to you and saying that you shouldn't accept it, but I can see that happening. And personally, I wouldn't accept it though.
I want to point out that Concrete Mason says I would slap him, talking about his son. Talking about he a dinosaur.
Right.
That's a very good response.
Shut the fuck. Yeah.
I love you. I respect you, son, but straighten out.
Yeah.
Wait, how old is he?
14.
Get a job. I'm joking. I'm joking.
14. He's talking about he a dinosaur. You be like, man.
He a dinosaur. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah. Yeah, man. Like I said before, man. But I'm gonna go back to the whole Disney thing that I was trying to, the point that I was trying to make about Disney. Disney literally has been introducing the concept of bestiality for years. I mean, Princess and the Frog, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast. They're getting you prepared for the next phase of what's the word I'm looking for, Bumpkin? The next phase of
liberalism.
The next abomination. Because eventually
the next evolution of their BS.
Yeah. Because they're going to convince you that, there's nothing wrong with, sleeping with your dog and all. You're going to see it. Watch. I bet you it's going to happen because they've been already getting you prepared for it. Think about this for a minute. Think about this. Resolute, you're my age, right?
Yeah.
Remember Elf? Remember the sitcom Alf? Alf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, of course, they said it's an alien, but you got this think about this. You got this silly, goofy-looking creature just running around the house. They're trying to normalize you with this whole animal thing, right? Then think about Family Guy. Think about Brian, the dog. He's fucking human beings. But you're supposed to say, it's just a comedy. It's funny. It's not. It's sick shit. It's sickening. I thought it was sick.
I was never a fan of Family Guy.
Oh, I never noticed that until you said that.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. They put it right in front of your eyes. They put it right in front of you. They put it so, and that's the beauty of what has taken place because it happened so quick. Just like in the 90s, I'm telling you, in the black community, black people were very transphobic. They were very homophobic. Like transphobic didn't even exist because there was no concept of that. But homophobic, blacks, you would get beat down if you said you were something. Like, come on. So the thing is that in the black community too, the word dyke was used just common conversation. If a girl was caught doing something, they'll be like, that's a dyke. She a dyke. She a dyke. But now it's all accepted. But I'm telling you, man, Disney is pushing that bestiality thing to program. Go ahead, guys. You have the floor.
No, you're right. And going back on Brian, I mean, I noticed it, but I never put any thought behind it. But now that you said that, just look at how they portray Stewie. Yeah. He's cross-dressing. He's hitting on boys. He's like what, 2 years old or something, and hitting on grown men and all that.
Yeah.
You got some reason behind that. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just realized that. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So yeah,
that's fucking disgusting.
This is what I'm saying, man. This is the chaotic truth, man. And like I said, they put it right in front of your eyes. And then when somebody like myself looks at it, I'm like, they're promoting bestiality. But people say, oh, chaotic, you're just tripping. You're going down the rabbit hole. Am I going down the rabbit hole? Or is this black bitch not kissing this frog in this Disney movie? Or am I tripping? Did she not kiss that damn? Let me ask you a question, guys. Would you kiss a frog? Keep it in real life. Would you kiss a frog?
No.
No, most people won't. So why would you sit there as a man with your daughter and have them? Well, Dad, it's just a movie. No, it's not just a movie. It's literally giving you an image that's not even in the real world. You wouldn't kiss no damn frog. Oh, you're kissing a frog. Come on. Beauty and the Beast. That's a damn animal. That's a 6 foot tall lion. You can't convince me. What are you talking about? But guys, go ahead. You got the floor. Did I really blow your minds with that or not? I mean,
I just can't believe they were pushing pedophilia with Stewie this entire time. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Stewie's kissing. Yeah.
Stewie, you know what? Oh, go ahead. Think about the older man that's on Family Guy too.
Yeah, the pedophile.
There you go.
Yeah, he's an overt pedophile.
There was a fucking episode of Family Guy. Hold on, you got my interest again. There's a fucking episode of Family Guy, right? Where the older son, who is he?
I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, the blonde-haired kid.
Chris.
Chris. There was another older gentleman that moved into the a German gentleman that moved into the neighborhood, right? And he was a Nazi. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And there was this like back and forth, right? Because obviously the pedophile is obsessed with Chris, right?
Yeah.
But Chris starts going over to the Nazi's house more, right?
Yeah, I remember that episode.
Yeah. And throughout this entire episode, they are triumphantly making this fucking pedophile the good guy. They are making this pedophile the good guy continuously, right? You know what
the Nazi is so bad because the whole concept of a Nazi is so bad that it was worse than a Nazi. Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. They're literally claiming that fucking a child is less bad than being a Nazi.
Yeah, that's what.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And you.
Oh my god.
And the thing is that you're not even high. Yeah. You normally you get these concepts when you're high. I'm sober.
I'm sober. I need a drink actually. Fuck me. Oh, give me a minute.
Maybach Music says they tested on you first in comedy to lessen your defenses, and eventually it's normalized.
Oh, my bad. We weren't supposed to cuss, right? My bad.
Tonight we're cussing. What say you about this comment at the bottom of the screen? Go ahead.
They've always done that.
Yeah.
Think back when it was kings and queens, who was the only one that was allowed to push judgment. Who was the only one that was allowed to push judgment onto the king, the jester. They always do this, man. This is how it always is. Comedians. I mean, Hollywood they're just comedians, but it turned out that through the media they can change the culture, and this comedy that they were pushing, which was supposed to be just comedy, but then they start producing comedical movies, but then it slowly changes society until it's to the point that we're at now. And by the way, it can get worse. I hate to say it. I like to say this is as worse as it can get, but if you look at if you guys are familiar with what the Weimar Republic was,
yeah,
I'm not.
Miramar, you mean?
Ash took over.
Weimar.
Weimar? Oh no, I'm not familiar. No.
Weimar Republic was Germany.
Yeah.
It was right before the National Socialists took over in Germany, right?
Mm.
And
Is the puppet state they set up after World War One.
puppet state they set up after World War One. Now listen, right? Yeah. So the Nazis were a reaction to Weimar. Okay, if you actually look at Weimar, okay. Yeah. And I'm not advocating, right? I don't like Nazis whatsoever. They're terrible, right? But you got to look at history through like a proper lens here. If you look at the degradation and the degeneracy that was happening in the Weimar Republic, it's disgusting. I'm talking 9 and 10-year-olds, right? Like 9 and 10-year-olds prostitutes, right? I'm talking transgender. The whole transgenderism. It started in the Weimar Republic. Right, and and inflation was stupid high. You had to walk in with a wheelbarrow of money to get bread, right? So everything that we're seeing now in America, it's happened before. Like Weimar is the perfect example of this. They had their own form of Hollywood over there, right? Everything, and this was in like the 1930s. Sorry, not 30s, 1920s.
Well, after World War One and before.
Yeah.
And then Hitler took over.
So, and if you look at, okay, so when we talk about book burnings, right?
Yeah.
If you look at the books they actually burned, this is why I say the National Socialists were a reaction to that society, because the more conservative Germans, right, hated the Weimar Republic. It was like an eyesore to them, right? So if you look at the books they burned, it was everything that was produced in the Weimar Republic. Marxism, communism, transgenderism, literal child porn was also burned. Stuff like this, right? So, by the way, Nazis are bad, right? I'm not advocating that whatsoever, but it's a reaction, right? They were having a reaction to it. It was just...
I want to point out that April says, Pepe Le Pew glorifies sexual harassment. Agreed, April. I definitely agree. Let's see. Katrina says Bugs Bunny cross-dressed and kissed men clutching pearls. He definitely did. I remember that as a kid. And mind you, Bugs Bunny was, that was an old show even when I was a kid. They were doing this shit in the 30s and the 40s. Let's see. Valerie says, yes, it is. Kissing a frog to find your prince. Yeah. Blue Cousin says Tyler Perry is a cross-dresser.
Yes,
he is. Now, I will admit some of his movies are funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like, I don't watch it. But let's see. Let me see. Tamara says Monsters Inc. symbolism in 2319. Okay, let me see. Let me get some of the chat. Okay. Oh, Maybach Music says, remember Different Strokes episode. I didn't mean to laugh. I do remember this episode and talking about the episode in the bicycle shop. I do remember that episode. Remember the Different Strokes episode when Dudley and Arnold met the pedo. Now, here goes the thing about that episode. They were actually undressing the kids on the episode. I'm like, wait a minute. Why do they have to do all this to show us? This is weird. It's like they're doing it. It's like they were doing it, and this is what I'm saying, man. They're introducing these things, and nobody's saying anything. But I do remember that episode, Maybach Music. Guys, I want to let you know that YouTube probably will suspend this episode tonight. I just want to point that out, by the way. Let me see.
I hope you don't get a strike for it.
I'm not going to get a strike. No, I'm not going to get a strike at all. Tamara says the old-timey cartoons also had grapey male characters. They certainly did. I definitely agree with that. Katrina says men used to dress as women on stage in the Shakespearean times. I'm not familiar with that.
It's because it is illegal for women to do the job.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Maybach Music says, and that grapey skunk sexually assaulted that other skunk every episode. Yeah, he did.
He did.
I thought it was a cat. I thought the other.
No, they were skunks.
I thought it was a cat.
Always cats that by some outlandish terms of circumstance got a white stripe of paint down their back.
Right. Because
you're right.
Yeah, it was a cat. It was never another skunk. Let me see. Orange says, "Do not even mention BoJack Horseman." I'm not familiar. Katrina says, "A Nazi wearing a dress is worse." Apparently, laughing my ass off. Tamara says, "I never laughed at any Tyler Perry movie." I think Tamara is capping, but I'll take Tamara's word for it. Thank you very much, Tamara. Let's see. Titanium, what's up? Salute to you. Titanium says, "Hello, Chaotic Truth and Mystique. Everyone miss you guys, but I came from true crime. Been on a case 9 months. That's starting to break, so I may be in and out, but I am here." Thank you so much, Titanium. DJ says, "Don't put up the chat on the vid, Chaotic." Okay. Blue Cousin says, "Yeah, it was a cat, and they canceled Pepe Le Pew for the new Space Jam." Well, I mean, they didn't really have to necessarily cancel it because nobody saw the new Space Jam. And speaking of Space Jam, by the way, LeBron James more than likely will become the number 2 scorer of all time tonight. In my opinion, LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time, but that's another conversation. Let's see. Katrina says, "I missed the Gummy Bear cartoon." Tamara says, "In all fairness, I've only tried to suffer through 2 Tyler Perry movies." Some of the Tyler Perry movies are really good, by the way. I have to give it to him on that. But yeah, he is a cross-dresser. Now, speaking of Tyler Perry, what say you about Tyler Perry? Jay, you go first since you are a black guy. Go ahead.
All right, yeah. So I actually wanted to mention that after they said something about Tyler Perry. Have any of you guys seen the new one he just dropped last week?
No, sir. Go ahead. What was the new
So
one?
if we given the whole premise of the movie is about a boy coming home from college,
Yeah.
and he has a hard time coming out to his family, but the whole time it's about him coming out to his family as a gay male and how hard it is for gay black men to come out to their family and all that stuff. And another perspective they put in there was they were glorifying Black Lives Matter, and as we know, Black Lives Matter is actually, from my understanding, against the heterosexual family. I could be wrong on that perspective. I could be wrong on that, but they're glorifying.
No, they had it on their website.
So they glorified Black Lives Matter. Yeah. The whole theme of the movie was about the gay black man coming out to his family.
Yeah.
And at the end, there was like 20 minutes of Madea performing as Beyonce. I forgot the name of the song though. The whole like in front of a whole audience.
Yeah.
Acting, cross-dressing and everything. So it was an LGBT agenda throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was sort of entertaining, but if they would have just dropped the whole agenda, it would have been more fun to watch. I would say that.
Now, I want to say this real quick. I'm not a part of the rainbow community, but assuming that I was in the 90s, Jay, do you know what would have happened to me if I would have said something like that in the 90s? Came out?
If you would have came out in the 90s, I'm pretty sure your dad would have said something, had a hard talk with you and say, "Don't tell nobody."
Yeah, my mom and dad would have knocked me through every wall in the house. They would
yes.
listen to me. Yeah. Bumpkin, what do you think about Tyler Perry? Go ahead, keep it real.
For Tyler Perry?
Yeah, do you even watch Tyler Perry?
Fuck no.
Okay. Is this a black thing or go ahead?
I don't know, man. I just never really found interest in Tyler Perry.
Go ahead. So what do you think about it? I mean, from what you know?
From what I know, yeah, he's obviously cross-dressing, right? Because he plays what character is it?
Madea,
yeah. That's
Would you
Tyler
like to
Perry.
do an impression? You don't want to do an impression?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I mean it's funny. I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
It I guess it's funny. Yeah. I don't know. It probably just plays back in the whole desensitizing people to the idea of men being women.
Yeah.
And that nothing is sacred. Yeah. That's what I hate about the most about it. Nothing is sacred. That's why I really hate liberalism. Nothing is sacred.
Yeah.
Tradition is dead. God is dead. We live in postmodernism, and we have to tear down every single structure.
Yeah.
That there is. So
I want to say that liberalism has destroyed Star Trek. Star Trek Discovery has all types of liberalism, and it is absolutely trash. Resolute Jim or Germ, what say you about Madea? Go ahead, sir.
I think Bunkin knows more about Tyler Perry than I do.
Oh, damn. So yeah, you don't watch it. Okay.
Hey, my
The
debate
only
was
context I have is the commercials they put on TV.
Yeah, but be honest, Resolute Germ, you watched Mrs. Doubtfire in the 90s. Keep it real.
Yeah, I saw that. That was.
What did you? Yeah.
That was a little bit over the line, but in that one he was doing it for his kids, and quite frankly, if it comes to your kids, there ain't nothing on this earth that you won't be willing to do.
Yeah. I'm not putting on the dress. I can tell you that. Hawkeye, what's up, man? Great background, and thank you, Resolute. Hawkeye, what's up to you, sir?
Not much, man. How are you doing tonight?
I'm sorry.
Can we still talk about the original topic?
We're still talking about the original topic, aren't we?
Okay, so I had an epiphany while I was.
But before your epiphany,
go ahead.
Before
I'm doing fine.
I want to ask you, what do you identify as? Are you like?
What do I identify as? I identify
as a tree. Keep it real. You identify as a tree.
I identify as a Renaissance man.
Ooh, wow. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, by the way, thank you for the super sticker, Billy. You know, as well as everybody else knows, super stickers get you the Deion Sanders must be the money. Hawkeye, you have the floor. Keep it real. Okay, so we're talking about the original topic of this man identifying himself as a black transgendered woman. What say you about the original topic?
Okay, so you guys know what my age. I'll be 65 in 3 months.
Okay.
So as a young child, across the street from my grandparents, there was a gay retired lawyer. Now this is like 1964.
Yeah.
So he was retired. So he was probably born in 1900. Okay. So the whole time, I mean, keeping it real, this guy lived a very closeted life.
Yeah.
But everybody knew it. So it wasn't like it wasn't like he wasn't overtly sexual.
Yeah.
But my grandmother always, and this guy, retired lawyer, incredibly intelligent, he had antique scientific scales and microscopes. And I thought that was just, because you can imagine in 1960s what a group of antiques at that point would be. It was just cool as shit. It was like a menagerie. But my grandmother always told me that I was not to go over to the house alone. Okay, so I understood that, and I kind of understood. I didn't understand what the whole gay thing was, but I understood it. So in my young, say teens, early teens, 12 years, 13 years old.
Yeah.
We had a man that was a homeless man that was living under a bridge by our bus stop in this college town in Iowa. And my parents found out about that. Now, at the time, society looked at this kind of behavior as kind of deviant. But I don't know if they were empathetic, but they made sure that man was not around the bus stop that next day. And I don't know if they called the police or if our parents handled it or what, but it was a one-day thing, and then he was just not around, So then we moved forward, and now I'm in my young adult, and I've got children, and this is kind of in the 90s because my oldest child is 42.
Yeah.
My youngest is 21, but I coach soccer for my 33-year-old and my 21-year-old back when they were young. And I was part of this whole give a participation trophy to everybody.
Yeah.
And I made sure that because my son's team won every game, so they knew that they were first place. And so I just made sure that my kids knew that even though society was giving them a participation trophy that they earned this first place trophy, and I always made little stickers or I made something to give to them that they could put on their wall. I did the same thing when my 21-year-old was doing it, which is 20 years later, or 10 years later. So my epiphany came when you guys were talking about this, and I kind of jotted down some notes. And what has happened is society has got to the point, we always talk about squeaky wheels. We've got to the point where the squeaky wheels are the ones that we are the point of all of our we're directed directly to them. And what is a problem is that we're trying to legislate life as being fair. And life is not fair. It's unfortunate that somebody was born with an extra set of chromosomes, but that is life. And we try to be empathetic. It's unfortunate that somebody is gay. It's unfortunate that somebody feels like they're in the wrong body. It's unfortunate that somebody feels that they've been slighted at work, or that they've been hurt out on the playing field. Life is not fair. People are overlooked. People get cancer. People that you think are the best people on the world end up having deviant behavior. Back in the day, people that had deviant behavior understood what society thought of them. And they made sure not to bring this deviant behavior. And dude, I'm not saying being gay is a deviant behavior. I'm just saying that in our society, that has a tendency to be against the norm of our society. And it's not fair. And it's not fair that an individual has a propensity to have sex with animals, but it's deviant. You can't do it. Life is not fair. And we are not teaching our kids that life is not fair. So therefore, all this legislation that happens just it's counterintuitive. None of it helps our kid understand that life is fair, because now they can be a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
And that's, do I get affirmative action from that for being a Tyrannosaurus Rex? I mean, do I get some kind of advantage? I don't get any of it.
Thank you very much, Hawkeye. Yeah, you made some incredible statements, and I see your point of view, especially someone who grew up in a certain time period. And you are right. Back then, certain things were kept quiet, and I think that was the beauty of those times. Ivan G, what's up, man? Ivan, you're in the building. You're on mute. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, man? Have you saw the video, sir? This white man who is claiming to be a black transgendered woman. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. No, I hadn't seen that. A black man? You said a white man?
Say white guy who is claiming to be a black transgendered woman named Teresa. Do you want to see it real quick?
Ivan, it is absurd as it sounds.
Do you want to see it?
Let's check it out. Let's look at it.
Give me a second.
We're not Hillary Clinton. We're not Hillary Clinton. All right, Hillary Clinton, please. Satan. All right, Satan. You see her? I'm looking for her. Okay. Thank you. I'm looking at Hillary. It's my sister Hillary.
Yeah?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
What's going on with you?
I found her. My 3-year-old stepdaughter just fell and broke her knee, but I took her to the hospital. That's all. I'm just panicking. Okay. I'm a black tranny god.
Yeah.
That's what I identify as. But actually, I'm the base god.
Here, John, why don't we come outside?
Yeah, let's go on.
Come on, I'm going to take you with me.
You're not under arrest.
Oh, I didn't get crimes.
No crimes.
Yeah.
Okay. But you need to come with us. Okay.
No. To what?
we have some paperwork that you need to go to the hospital to go see a doctor.
For what?
Because they want to check you out. They want to make sure that you're okay.
I just went this morning. I got my flu shot. I got my COVID shot this morning.
You did?
That's great.
Yeah, I just went this morning. That's what. Yeah, I went. I got my appointment. I had my COVID shot at the White House with Anthony Fauci. You get it? He's a good friend of mine. He's a great guy.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So your sister's actually going to come with us as well. So can we start walking over to the car?
Yeah, you can take her with you, and she can go with you.
Oh no, you're going to come with us too.
I'm coming with you.
No.
We're gonna go right now, John. You need to go.
I'm Teresa.
I see you
not
starting
John.
to
Remember,
smile.
I got my transgender changed 3 months ago. I am Teresa.
Sean.
Don't be a transphobe.
John, you do need to come with us. Okay?
No, we're good.
Okay. So right now you don't have much of a choice.
What are my choices?
Your choices are to come with us,
or go where else?
Depending on how the interaction goes, to jail. But I don't want to bring you to jail.
But I'm in jail. Oh, actually, I'm under house arrest. I can't leave, honey.
Just realize that we have paperwork that says that you have to come with us to the hospital.
Can I see the documents, please?
We have the paperwork.
Can I see the documents? I went. I get my paperwork from this morning. Good. You can go ahead this way. I'm a female lady. Okay. I don't like being this close to men.
Paperwork right.
Well, you can go that way.
Right.
There's somebody right
So
there.
this officer has the paperwork, okay? And he'll explain the paperwork to you.
Well, this here tells us to bring you. All right, John Michael Johnson.
That's not me. That's sir. I am Teresa Powell.
To Virginia Beach General Hospital.
Right now, you're not being really cooperative with us.
I do not consent to being taken. Do you not understand what being taken is?
I know.
So I don't consent to being taken.
Okay. So, John, you're coming with us.
I don't ejaculate on cops.
That's good. I'm glad.
Whoop, whoop, tranny dicks, tranny dicks, tranny dicks. Whoop, whoop, thank you, sister.
No.
So
I'm not done killing my cops.
Stop.
Okay. So,
I love killing cops.
So, John, you need to.
You Jew prison cube having dick.
John.
Ice-T says, got a bigger body count than Virginia Tech, Columbine, Las Vegas combined. Oh, sir, that's sexual assault.
I know. I know. Go ahead, put your hands
No, that's rape. That's rape. Consent. Lady, sister. Guess what? Joe Rogan. That's Joe Rogan. That's Joe Rogan. I'm just very, very high on weed.
You got him? We'll figure it out.
We're in this first card.
I didn't know it was illegal to have a bag of weed on.
Does he have any like slippers or anything?
I'm a she. I'm a sister. I'm a sister out.
John, we need to go.
I'm Teresa. I'm Teresa. Teresa.
Here.
Teresa, no.
Does he have any slippers? You want to step into these so you have some shoes?
Put your slippers on.
Those are not slippers. Those identify as sandals.
All right, we'll put the sandals.
I'm a trans lady.
Put the
I'm a
sandals on.
trans.
If he doesn't put them on, just whatever.
Put the slippers on so you don't.
I'm like 98% complete. I'm like 98. Come on now. Cops. Ah, son, that's rape. Ah,
John.
rape. Rapist.
How are you feeling right now, John? You feeling all right?
I just took a little bit of marijuana.
Did you?
I'm a little high.
Okay.
You're not under arrest, John.
Any of you guys trust? You trust one another?
Yeah.
Yes.
We
Hey,
trust
John,
each
I'm
other with
gonna
our
be-
I don't
lives.
trust men who put hands on ladies like me.
Well,
John, I'm going to
Go
be
ahead.
driving.
You're a transphobe.
He's
You are
gonna have-
transphobic, sir.
to go in there with
All right,
yeah,
I'll
see,
go.
she's sitting there.
I'll
She's
be
waiting for you to
guided.
sit next to her.
I'll be
Come
guided.
talk to her.
I'll be guided. Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Much obliged. Now, Elon Musk! Get
Ivan, what say you about this white guy who is who's professing to be a black woman named Teresa, who's also transsexual? Keep it real.
Come on, man.
Go ahead.
Come
sir.
on. I mean, really? I mean,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
We we could clearly see that either he was drunk,
Yeah.
high, or got mental issues. We
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah.
Not only did he say he was a transgender, but he had to say he was a black transgender. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Is this where we are now? Is this where we going with it?
Yeah.
Now, if we need to address anything, we need to address that swimmer, that transgender swimmer that just broke the record in women's swimming.
Yeah. What
And
say you?
yeah, and here's the thing with that. With all this pandemic stuff and in 19, they talk about the science.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to these issues, why don't we follow the science?
Yeah.
Science will simply tell you that it comes down to what? pee-pees and wee-wees.
Go ahead.
If you got balls, that
Mhm.
means you have more testosterone than the female that doesn't have balls.
Right.
So therefore, yeah, maybe you couldn't compete when the men with swimming, but now you get to go over with the women and compete and break records. How does an actual woman feel to be swimming up underwater and see that she's competing with somebody? She can see the person's balls swimming around in the water while he's swimming. She can see that. That's an embarrassment. Why don't we follow the science on that?
Yeah.
If you have a PPOE, it tells you. If you have balls, it tells you you have testosterone. Now that guy, the transgender Black Teresa, that's just somebody that was just screwing with the cops, using his actually he was using his fully extensive constitutional right.
Go ahead.
Which number one was freedom of speech.
Okay.
You know, he was proclaiming that stuff simply because he could by freedom of speech. The cops clearly could see that, hey, this is a white guy.
Yeah.
And he said too much other stuff on top of that. So either he was high, drunk, because I think he had a large cup of beer in his hand, some in his hand. That was a large cup he was drinking.
Looked like water, but go ahead.
No, that didn't look like water. I saw suds. Water don't have suds. I saw suds.
Okay. I didn't see suds, but go ahead. You got the floor.
Yeah. Like, come on, man. And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if that guy is like a far right winger, just utilizing what is already being used by the left.
Go ahead.
So all he's doing is just taking what the left is doing, and he just really taking it there. He's like, okay, if they can say this and do that, then I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
And he was just putting it on. He was just putting it on display. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a far right winger.
Yeah.
Utilizing the rights that has been given to everyone to just say they're non-binary and all this crap.
Probably has a Klan outfit in his bedroom closet, right? Keep it real.
Well, it doesn't have. No, it doesn't. See, that's where. It doesn't have to be a Klan outfit. You know, it's just people that are fed up with all this left wing proclamations of "I'm this, I'm that." Like I said, it comes down to pee-pees and wee-wees. What do you have?
Okay.
You know,
I think
I was a swimmer.
Yeah.
That was my sport all through high school, swam 1 year of college. And I can't even, it just fucking beats me to the bone to see that. I mean, it really does. And we all knew there wasn't one girl on our team that could even compete with us.
Yeah.
We knew that.
Yeah.
It just to the core, man.
So let me ask you a question, Ivan. Do you think a lot of these transgender athletes are really just men who are making a mockery of the whole concept of transgenderism?
Yeah. Well, that and they couldn't compete with the men in the sport.
So they're really not gay. They're just.
Oh, no. They are that. They are that.
Okay.
But because of what's being afforded to them now, per the via the Obama administration, they're taking it to a whole nother level. This is Sodom and Gomorrah. This is what this is.
So what should be the end result? What should people do? That people who can see through the BS.
Pillars of salt.
Yeah.
This I mean, dude, really?
People really need to speak out.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you got some people like what's her name? Patricia and some other far left wingers who'll be like, oh, okay, good, go on. Yeah. That'll agree with this.
Yeah.
With what they're doing. But it's wrong. It's wrong. Yeah. Hey, if you identify as an LGBTQ, fine. Nothing against that. But the line has been crossed. We've allowed the line to be crossed. And not only was there this swimmer, there was also a trans track person that just outran all the girls. outran all the girls and made them look like they couldn't even compete. And then there was the transgender wrestler who had the girl in the chokehold, almost killed her. You got to follow the science. Something's gonna happen with this where one of these transgenders really hurts one of these females. Now, here's my suggestion. See that you want to see if you want to do that. We have men's sports, we have women's sports. Now we're going to have to create a whole nother lane for alternative identification sports. That's for people who identify as a non-binary, transgender, and let them compete with who they want to compete with within that realm. But if you want to get into actual men's sports, women's sports, then no, you can't do it. You can't. You got to compete with what you came with. If you come with balls, you got to compete with the guys.
Now, Ivan, before you came, I was asking a series of questions. With you being a fellow African American, I think that you can answer these questions. What do you mean? No. What do you mean?
Not African American. I don't identify as African American. I am an American. I'm a black male. I'm American first, and then I'm a black male. Don't put that Jesse Jackson, we hold all that crap. Don't put that African American tag on me. I didn't agree to that.
Sorry, sir. I apologize.
I am a black American. I'm American. I'm an American man who happens to be black.
Okay. Back in the 90s, right? You were a younger man. I was a child. In the 90s. I beg your pardon?
Whatever.
In the 90s, sir.
I was your age in the 90s.
In the 90s, Ivan. Why was the rainbow community not accepted in the overall black community in America? Go ahead, sir.
Well, number one, because the black community is heavily Christian based.
Go ahead.
Or they were heavily Christian based,
and
that was stringent.
Yeah,
that was stringent. It was rare to see somebody like that in the church. Then if it was identified as that, you kind of ignored them. You see them up there playing the tambourine, or leading the choir, stuff like that. But you kind of like overlooked it, and you didn't dig too much into his private life. But it came basically because of staunch Christian values, and that was something that was looked down upon.
So, is it safe to say the acceptance of the rainbow community in the Black American community is the result of of Christianity being infiltrated with this message? Keep it real.
No, it comes from a little bit of that, but a destruction of the Black family.
Go ahead.
You don't have the fathers in the home for the sons or the daughters. They don't see that man in the house being a man.
Okay.
They just see the woman, so that's all they can follow. And it got worse and worse and worse. That's what it comes from, the destruction. And then when they do see a man in these situations, he's either high, like you say in the 90s, crack cocaine hit the Black community hard as bricks.
Yeah.
So he's either high, he's irresponsible, and they could some of those kids could actually see the disintegration in their face, in their face, the disintegration of those particular Black men.
Now, even in current times, is LGBTQ accepted widely in the Black community, like it is in the white community? Because I didn't think it was.
Absolutely,
it's not, but it's more than it was back then.
Yeah, sure, sure.
And now it's just, especially with the trans, the cross-dressing to the trans and all that, they're really out there now. And then another thing is, a lot of those guys that were incarcerated, there was a large amount of Black males that were incarcerated, and they turned while they were incarcerated. So when they came out, That's how they were when they went. You know, either they turned that way or they were that way, and they just expounded on it when they were down there. So it kind of just they came out. They influenced other young men. You know, they influenced other young men. And here's the thing, man.
Go ahead.
When I was growing up,
Yeah.
when we were kids, man, there was always instances of boys in our neighborhoods that were being touched by their older cousins or their uncles.
That's what was discussed earlier by Bumpkin.
Yeah, and we knew those boys because they hung around the girls and they acted real feminine.
Yeah.
So we could identify with them, and it was rare. It was like maybe when I was growing up, it was like 4 or 5 of them, the entire school, 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
And I'm in the city, so I grew up in came up in large educational institutions, schools.
Yeah.
So there was like 4 or 5 of them, and you knew who they were. But the stories behind quite a few of them is that, and they used to talk about it like their older cousin made them do this, their older male cousin made them do this, or their older male uncle or something used to do this to them. That's prevalent. It used to be quiet and not talked about, but it was still prevalent.
Yeah.
But now it's just exploded because you have all this stuff happening at once now. The drugs, the large incarceration rates, and what was already existing. So there you have it. Now it's just spilling over. What's surprising me, though, is the amount of females that are that way now.
Yeah. A lot of black
that's what really surprises me.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are
it's about 75% that I've seen, at least. About 75.
And a lot of them are like, on a lot of these females are on the fence. They're on the fence
and openly.
Yeah, they're openly on the fence.
Yeah,
it's just the further disintegration of men and women. It's just that further disintegration, and the lines are being blurred. Here in Nigeria or Jamaica, you can't go there and do that. You can't.
No,
do
you
it.
can't. No,
you can't do it.
Yeah,
it's here.
Yeah,
you know, it's here, and because it's more acceptable, and in all these black institutions more, then that's what's going on.
Be careful. Now. Be careful. I was about to get you up out of here. What do you mean by that?
What? What do you mean you're about to get me up out of here? What?
What do you mean black institutions?
Yeah, the church is more accepted in the church.
Oh, now. Okay. I thought you were talking about something else.
What else? Yeah, it's more accepted in the fraternities.
Let me get you out of here. Okay. Go ahead, sir.
It's just more accepted now. And let's not forget the role that media constantly plays in this.
Yeah.
You know, media really can put these signals into a person's head, not to just overwhelmingly make them do that, but to just make them curious and try it bit by bit by bit to where it's fully accepted. And you know, I can't say, you know, I don't mind people live your life, but for the most part, that's why they called it the closet.
Okay.
That's why they called it the closet.
Now, Ivan, I want to ask you a few more questions, and then I want to get back to the panel. These are the same questions that I asked everybody too.
Yeah.
You don't have any small children, but you do have adult children. But if you had small children now, and they came home and said, "Dad, they 5 or 6 years old. Dad, we had a man who was dressed up as a woman. He was talking to us today and reading to us today. He's in kindergarten, by the way. What would you do as a father if you were, go ahead. If you had a 5-year-old, 6-year-old son or daughter?"
I'd go up to that school and cuss them out. I would raise hell.
Yeah.
You know, that's, you know, and here's the thing, man.
Go ahead.
My job and other jobs are accepting that. They're accepting transgender men walking in there dressed as women and working.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I'm old school. I'm not going to bend. I'm not going to bend. If that's your lifestyle, that's your lifestyle. There was this crazy group of LGBTers that did this song about we're going to influence your children. Do you remember that?
No, go ahead. Oh yeah. I remember that song. Yep, I remember that YouTube video. Yeah,
I said we're coming after your kids.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about undeveloped minds, impressionable minds, we grew up as young men. We grew up with the idea that we're supposed to have girlfriends. Women, we're supposed to have a girlfriend.
It was beat into us. But I want to get the conversation going a little bit. I want to ask you just one final question, and then I want to get back to the entire panel.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a 14-year-old son, he came home and said, "Dad, I think I'm gay," what say you, sir?
I would ask him questions first, like what makes you think that? If he's saying, "I think," I'm saying, "Well, why do you say that?"
Yeah.
And I would tell him, "Well, you're too young." Well, even though we were like younger than that when we started, but I would say you're too young and your mind is not developed yet in order for you to think in that way. But now here's the thing. If I had one that came out to me, I'll tell them what I feel about it. I'll say, well, I feel that's not natural.
Yeah.
I feel natural is a man and a woman, but at the same time, you're my child. I'm going to care for you. I want you to be careful with your lifestyle. You have to be careful with your lifestyle. And that's any lifestyle, but I'm saying I just want you to be careful. I still love you and I'm still going to care for you, but I just don't agree with that lifestyle because it is not natural. It's just not.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. I'm gonna just go there. I'm gonna go there.
That's perfect, man. That was perfect. That was perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there.
Go ahead, sir. Yeah, you got the floor. Go ahead.
I see a lot of these people that, especially the trans people, where I live, it's a lot of them. I see them, and they're always extra. They're always extra. You know, like you have females, and then you have these guys that are just over the top, extra with it. I'm thinking, and I still believe, because when you look at them, it's like they're not steeped in any kind of reality. And I've always thought that there was something, a mental issue with that. There was a mental issue or some kind of trauma with that. I always think that because you could just see that there's no woman that I've seen that act is not only feminine, but insanely just, I'm like, what's going on here? They are really, and this is what's really bad. Well, not really bad. When they're like that, they pursue men like men pursue women. They don't do it like a woman does in a natural way.
Yeah.
They really go after men like regular heterosexual men really go after women.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of them look so sharp that you think twice. I mean, it's like, oh my God, no, there's no way that's a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't thinking twice. Now
I want to broach something real quick, guys, if you don't mind. The chat is going a little bit crazy about something that I said, and I stand by this. And this can be clipped, and if it goes viral, it goes viral. 75%, in my opinion, of Black women under the age of 50 are bisexual and are openly bisexual. I have been with, I'm married now, but previously I've been with
don't go there.
Yeah, I've been with a lot of Black women, and I can tell you, Black women, given a certain circumstance, they will French kiss another Black woman. They will, I don't want to be vulgar here, but they will eat out another Black woman. They will do. I mean, if the setting is right, Black women will listen under 50. Yeah, and there's a reason why, because most women follow whatever is the common cultural norm in any given society. Just like there were women who knew about their Nazi husbands committing acts of atrocities. Hell, I'm getting taken care of. It's just the culture. Hey, fuck it. Women follow, so they accept this homosexual stuff in droves. So I know a lot of women in the chat are like, "Oh, that's not true. Where are your stats?" No, it is true. Large numbers of women, Black women especially, are bi or will do things with other women. It's just a fact.
Under 50.
Yeah, I beg your pardon?
Qualify it under 50.
Under a certain age, like because you're talking about
under a
different
certain age.
generations. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know, or Jay, I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but please go ahead.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Wow.
And
75%.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. This is what we don't pay attention to, and this is not a racial issue.
Eb said this is true, unfortunately. Thank you.
Yeah, and this is true. I've rarely come across a black woman that doesn't have an episode where she went to the other side.
Yeah,
it's rare. And another thing is,
wow.
Yeah, and another thing is,
yeah, they're attracted to each other. Correct.
And here's another thing: if you speak ill of anything LGBT, no one gets more upset than a so-called heterosexual black woman.
Yep. The only black women that I've seen that are staunchly against. Oh, by the way, someone in the chat, I don't want to say someone, let me read it real quick. Billy, oh, it was Billy. Billy says, I would say about 60% of white women are or would do it too. Yeah, I would. The women that I've encountered that are extremely against it, that I've met are extremely either conservative or Christian, like super Christians. Other than that, listen, I've been with a lot of women, and I can tell you they get down with other women. Now, will they have a girlfriend? No, but it could be like a one night thing, 2 night thing, and they'll hang out with each other like nothing happened. And I've seen it, I've witnessed it, and I've been a part of it. Go ahead, Jay. Are you there?
No, you're absolutely right, man. But I would say you're lowballing on the age. I think you said under 50, right?
Under 50. I don't think black women over 50 came from a different generation. So even if they were, I don't think a lot of black women back in the day experimented.
Just don't forget that Jay-Z's mother just came out like 3 years ago. I don't know what her age is, but I'm like 49.
She did. Yeah, she did. Damn. Yeah, she's damn near 70 something. Yeah, you are right.
And it was glorified all over the Essence magazine or whatever other black medias. And I would agree with you that the number is kind of high on the bisexual side in the black community.
Yeah.
Let me break something else down to you, Chaotic.
Go ahead.
You said under 50.
Under 50.
No.
Have either done it.
Yeah, but over 50 are even worse. And I'm going to tell you why.
Really?
You got a black woman that's over 50 or somewhere hovering around there.
Yeah.
And she can't get a man. She doesn't have a man. She can't get a man. A lot of those women will tend to start considering that at that age. The next thing you know, you'll see 2 black older women out together. You think they're just friends. No, they're in a relationship. Or you'll see a lot of older black women with what's called studs.
Yeah.
You'll see
I see a lot of
too.
older black women with white women now.
No, but you also see them with black studs, number one, because now they really can't get a man. And 2, they'll get them like one of those young studs, and those young studs just want money from them anyway.
Yeah.
Do
But
you think this harms our society? Or
when it's open.
I mean, I'm just curious because we talk about it nonchalantly, but is it in fact harming our society? Is it pushing the bar too far in one direction? Is my nobody, the Christian conservatives, I believe in a maker. I believe in a supreme being. I believe in, there's just too much going on not to think that there was something at one point, and that there can't be, eternal life or what have you. But we've been given choice. We've been given the yin and the yang. We've been given all of this. And are we going toward an enlightenment, or are we going toward the darkness, or we won't even call it darkness because I don't even believe in that, but kind of a subculture, this lower level of civilization that a lot of us just don't want to be part of.
Well, again, this is what happens at the onset of a decay of a society. Remember, this is what was going on, and I had to go Bible, but this is what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah before
it was going on in Rome.
Yeah, before the Creator finally shook his head and said,
"Yeah, enough's
enough's enough."
Yeah. Mike from Boston, what's up?
What's up? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you okay, but I have a question for you real quick. Okay, can you answer the question?
Yeah.
Keep it real. Would you knock out a stud? Keep it real.
If I had to, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, sir. What do you want to broach? What do you want to broach for the topic, sir? Go ahead.
I don't even know where to start, man. Why don't you
ask? You want me to ask you some few questions?
Ask me a couple questions. Let me see how I do with these questions.
Isn't Mike about my age?
No, Mike is my
40
age.
years old.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, Mike, I got a question for you now. This is me asking you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a. Oh yeah, you have a daughter, but okay, son or a daughter. Your daughter comes home. She's 5 or 6 years old. She says, "Dad, I was in school today, and there was this man dressed as a woman. I was reading to us. My kindergarten teacher invited this person. Just common conversation. Because you asked her, what did she do today? What would you do as a father? Keep it real."
I'd go over to where I'd find the kindergarten teacher.
And what would you do, sir?
I would have a very serious conversation.
Okay.
What led up to this? Why did my daughter at 5 years old witness such a thing? And you're under your supervision.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to hold you responsible. So unless they had a very good explanation, my daughter would never be going to school under that person's supervision ever again.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask another question. So if you had a son, your son is 13 years old. Your son says, "Dad, I think I like dudes. I'm coming out to you." What say you, sir?
I'd say no.
No, just like that. Why?
I just say no. No.
What if he says, "Well, Dad, I'm gonna do it"?
Say they're not.
So you're gonna stop, and your son says, "You're gonna stop me"?
I'd say, well, I don't have to. You're just that's crazy talk. You're gonna go to a psychiatrist. We're gonna get you help, whatever it is. But you're not gonna do what you just said because that's that's crazy. Or especially if they tried to say they wanted to become a a woman or become an animal or something like that. Then I would really just say, okay, well, we're gonna take you immediately to see someone who can get the psychiatric care, because that's what we really need is psychiatric care for these individuals, not understanding and acceptance. We need to push back against the ailments that they fight against. Don't accept the ailment, don't accept the cancer.
Yeah. Eb says, I think Mike from Boston knows what a stud is. You know what a stud is, right, Mike from Boston?
Yeah, you're talking about a bull dyke, right?
Yeah, a bull dyke.
Yeah, I'd knock one of those the fuck out quick.
Thank you, Mike. Very cool.
Okay, Mike, a few more questions. Mike, what say you about the white guy who told the cops that he was a black transgendered woman? Keep it real.
Well, that was just an instance of a guy using the way things are today. He was using that to his advantage. He obviously didn't believe he was any of that shit. He was either on drugs or he was, crazy. Sounds like he probably been, he'd been in the system before. Clearly, he'd been to psych wards, and they knew who he was. The guy was just using that shit to his advantage. I don't think he thought he was any of that shit. It was just an act, trolling.
Okay. When did this transition happen where the acceptance of the rainbow and the transsexual community start from? Keep it real. I think it started from Disney, but go ahead. Where do you think it came from?
I can't say exactly where it came from, but I could say the time period. It definitely was after the year 2000. Back in the 1990s, things were very, very different. I mean, I'll tell you, even the idea of someone being a out of the closet homosexual in high school was out of the question. I mean, that person would get beat up. Like, at least where I was from, it wasn't accepted. People people didn't talk about stuff like that. Then I go to college a couple of years later, and there's people walking around on campus together like it's normal.
In high heels,
Yeah.
Now, why did you say Disney? Why do you say it started with Disney?
Yeah.
Oh,
curious.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Hawkeye and Ivan, you guys just came in. Listen, I think originally, and this when Bumpkin came on there about 2 hours ago, I said I believe that a lot of what's going on here comes from Hollywood, and I believe a lot of it has to do with Disney. And what I'm saying is this: Disney promotes a lot of what we perceive as abominations, but they do it right before your eyes, and you don't see it. But it's not subliminal, but it's overt. But you think it's just a cartoon, right? And it's to children. But the fact is that think about, and I use bestiality as an example. Think about all the films that Disney has made where human beings are kissing or having some sort of relationship with an animal. The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, the Princess and the Frog. I don't care what anybody says. That chick is kissing a fucking frog. That woman is making out with a monster. Talking about Beauty and the Beast. And they desensitize you to it because it's just a cute little kids movie. But no, is there a deep, darker message? I want to tell you guys, by the way, if I end up missing tomorrow, you know who got it.
Hey, but hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I think Disney promotes a lot of democracy. And I'll tell you something else. Guys, let's be honest. And hold your thought, Ivan. Let's be honest. It goes back 70, 80 years ago. Think about movies like Tootsie with Gene Hackman or I can't think of the guy.
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman.
He's walking around wearing a dress, but it's supposed to be a comedy. I just want to get into the movies, and I'm an out-of-work actor, so I got to pretend to be a woman. Well, come on now. He's really
but now you're making us sound like we're just weak-minded.
We are.
Yeah, it goes back
none of that stuff affected Ivan and I.
No.
But it affects.
We are no better than sheep.
It's not gonna.
Reading something into it.
Hawkeye. Here's the thing. It's not gonna affect Hawkeye and Ivan, but it's going to affect kids born in the 80s and the 90s. Right. It's not gonna. It's in phases.
Only because you're explaining it that way.
Pardon?
Only because you're explaining it that way.
Hawkeye.
You're making the connection.
Yeah,
we
right.
never made that connection.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Hawkeye. Can I explain it to him a little bit? Can I attempt to?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Hawkeye. Let's use a similar situation. Okay, not really similar. Okay, but so in my state, Washington State, they implemented heavy gun restrictions, right, to the point where you can't even really own an automatic weapon, right? Rez, you know what I'm talking about. Now a lot of the semi-auto, my bad. And now a lot of the sheriffs, current standing sheriffs, right, they say simply it's unconstitutional. We're not going to do it, right? But at the end of the day, these liberals still win. You know why? Because when those sheriffs retire and the new sheriff takes their place, they're going to hold up the law. You see the concept here? The concept is the way to change the culture of a society is to program the children, not the adults. It's to program the children. That's how you do it.
We already know Washington State has got the two-way problem.
Hawkeye, give me 1 second, Hawkeye.
Seattle is just a bastion of that.
Hawkeye, let me say something real quick, okay? Ivan, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Remember the sitcom Family Matters, right?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, remember Myrtle Urkel?
Okay, yeah.
So remember when Jaleel White played that character? He was a 14-year-old boy, and the producers and the director of that show told his grown-ass parents that we're going to put your child into a dress. Think about how absurd that is. Like, think about it for a minute, how absurd that is. Because most parents would never, Michael Boston, if you had a son, would you let somebody put your son in a dress?
No, absolutely.
There is no amount of money that
some fun.
Now that you're bringing attention to it,
so they were desensitizing us to it. So he was acting like, "Oh, I'm Myrtle Urkel," and it's like and mind you, it was funny to me because I was 13 years old. But now that I'm an adult, I'm like, that's absurd.
But let's go back even further, man. Let's go back to Looney Tunes when Bugs Bunny.
That's what they were talking about before you got on the panel. Yep.
Yeah, when he used to put on his little outfits and dress and stuff like that, it didn't make me say, "Oh shit!" Excuse me. It didn't make me say, "Oh, Bugs Bunny. I want some of that. I want some of that Bugs Bunny ass." I didn't say that.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah,
who,
you don't
who
think
thinks
of that.
like that?
Yeah,
Who in the world thinks like that?
Okay,
yeah,
how about this? How
that's
about
what I'm
this?
saying.
Mike
And
from
we saw that.
Boston-
We saw that all
How
the
about this?
time. One of my favorite shows growing up was Benny Hill. He used to cross dress. Now,
listen. I know that you guys did not accept it because it wasn't readily accepted in the society, but it has become law and doctrine now. And what has happened is that it's easy for millennials like myself and Mike from Boston and our generation and younger to accept it because it's all in commercials now. It's all in music now, etc. It wasn't all in commercials and music back in the day, Hawkeye and Ivan. Y'all know.
But if you have critical thinking, you can find that in anything.
Yep.
How many people do you think in this country have critical thinking anymore?
Let's
Hawkeye, do me a
take this-
favor.
let's take this-
Hawkeye, do me a favor.
Okay.
Find it in Andy Griffith, the Andy Griffith Show. Which scene?
Barney Fife.
Oh my God! All the time.
Barney
He
Fife
had
went
sexual
undercover. Barney
innuendos
Fife-
all the time.
Yeah, Barney Fife went undercover as a female when some I guess some crooks had came into town. They had Barney Fife dress up as a female, Don Knotts.
Ivan's a Chad. Holy shit.
Hi, Ivan.
Hi, Ivan.
You are black, man. Cool.
Go ahead, Ivan.
Yeah, we didn't think of it like that. That was Andy Griffith. I remember that.
And they
Barney
made
Fife.
jokes because he only had one bullet.
Yeah.
And it was sexual all the time. All the time. Nobody ever thought about the dress. This was funny.
But
you were
it's
making
all the
fun of
time.
yourself.
But hold on for a second. But don't you get it? We have more access to information now than ever. You guys back in the day, and not even your generation, there was only with three or four channels. Imagine it in commercials, billboards, everywhere now. It just permeates through our society. That's why it is readily accepted now.
Have you ever read Marshall McLuhan?
No.
Marshall McLuhan, The Media is the Massage. Write that down.
So you guys don't believe that this was introduced via media?
I don't know. I don't think that there was some cabal that was trying to.
It's interesting that you use the term cabal, Hawkeye. It's very interesting.
Exactly, because that's the conspiracy these days.
Hawkeye, can I ask you a
Where
question?
we go one, we go all. Let's
Yes,
go.
yes,
let me
we can put the world back together.
There
Let
you
me
go.
ask,
Put it back
let me,
together.
hold on for a second. Let me ask this question. So you don't think that there was some sort of secret agenda? Let's just use the Family Matters episode where Steve Urkel was dressed up as a woman. You don't think there's some sort of secret agenda, Ivan?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
That existed even in if you go back on the history of entertainment, that existed in vaudeville in the Roaring '20s. That always existed with men
Good example.
cross-dressing
Yes.
just for the comic effect. That's what
Yes.
that was about. That's
Yes.
all we took it as, a comic effect, a comedy act.
comic.
We didn't
It
take
was
it.
Yes.
We didn't take it as they're trying to make us be booty burglars or anything like that. We didn't take it like that.
Okay, but Ivan, but you see what happens, right? When you let these comedians in Hollywood gain too much power. The media changes the culture in a nation. It does. The media, what people have to see, right? What people have to accept, right? The media changes this in a nation, right? Think about it. Okay, think about it like this. How many, right, pre-1990, how many pro-gay anything did you see on media? At all? Nothing, right? And then as soon as corporation-backed media started ramping up homosexuality as being a okay thing, then suddenly the culture of America changes towards that, and then gay marriage is legalized, and now we're going into transgenderism, bestiality, pedophilia. It's not going to stop. This is the problem with liberal democracy, okay?
Well, I agree with you on liberal democracy, but let me tell you how what you just said happened. Let me tell you what happened. What happened is all those groups came together and formed an organization, a network of people that can now fight for their rights and put money. Now, before then, it was just a bunch of separate here's and there's, a bunch of separate communities here's and there's. But then they decided to consolidate nationwide, starting with Harvey Milk in the San Francisco area, starting with him.
There you go.
Once
That's
they
it.
consolidated and said, this is what we're going to be, they created the party you have now, that they have a backing, they have funding and all that. That's why they're succeeding. And that's why blacks or BLM, for whatever matter, is not succeeding, because all blacks can't come together. You got blacks that hate BLM. You got blacks that are for it. You got blacks that are trying to create other groups outside of BLM. That's why blacks can't get done what the LGBTQ community has gotten done, because they've consolidated as like, we're all these different things except heterosexuals. We're going to form this group. We're going to have backing and funding, because pretty much the LGBTQ is its own pack. It's its own pack. And as long as it's its own pack that can go into Congress and fight for their rights and pay for this bill and back this bill, they're going to get what they want. Yeah, that's what they are.
It's not about rights. It's about control.
It's about control.
Rights for decades.
When you watched Urkel as a
they
kid,
want more stuff fed to them.
Did you think that you thought that was funny, didn't you?
Oh, I still think it's funny now. I'm laughing about it now.
So when did you all of a sudden decide that it was some kind of a group that was trying to put together some kind of subliminal information in the background? When did you decide that?
I never thought
that character, and he got all warm and fuzzy inside. That's what happened.
Can you guys not?
And he's just recalling those feelings.
I never thought
he was a nerd. He was
I never thought it was. I never thought it was a cabal or a secret organization. But what I'm saying is that they have been planting the seeds for
who has?
I don't know. I don't know who's been planting the seeds. But what I'm saying is, Mike from Boston.
We are planting the seeds.
Mike from Boston.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you the perspective of your typical conservative person. For example, this is what my wife believes, and she's a hardcore, backs a conservative. She believes that this was all orchestrated by the elites and the people in Hollywood, the far left, in order to destroy the country, because they actually hate it. And they know that pushing it towards these things, pushing us in the direction of accepting things like pedophilia and things like that, will destroy this country. And she honestly believes that people on that level actually hate the country and want it to be destroyed. So that's I'm not saying I believe that. I'm just saying that's what I have to listen to every day.
Your wife's correct.
No, you want to know the ultimate.
I'm sure there's a lot of elites who do hate this country because they're not the ones in ultimate power.
End game to that? You want to know the ultimate end game to that? It's population control.
No.
Because homosexuals are unable to have kids. 2 men together and 2 women together can't have kids. It's population control. So what better way than to control the population other than to
make them gay?
Exactly.
I wouldn't go.
Sure, that's
artificial ways to do that are over the
but
past
not
20
on the
years
level, but not on the level,
extremely cheap.
But not on the level as heterosexuals do it. Right now, as far as white people are having less and less children, right?
Yep.
Right? There's less and less white people. Just like Jesse Lee Peterson says, we need more white babies. But you all won't do it. Why? Because a lot of you all are hooking. You're becoming gay, so it dwindles your population. That's really dwindling your population.
Would you prefer more white?
We were already 13%. We were already 13% of the population. So just think now that 20% of that 13% is gay. So they're not having kids. So now our 13 in the future will be somewhere around 7 or 6 in the future. It's population control.
Ivan, do you agree with Justin Lee Peterson? You think it should be more white babies, by the way?
Yeah, we need more white babies.
Okay.
Y'all need to start having more kids.
Hey, Ivan, do you know the?
No, I think there just needs to be more babies because you're finding that we're all intermixing, and pretty soon there'll just be. I look at all your dude. We're all going to be the same color.
Okay, Hawkeye.
Hold on a second. Mike from Boston. Hold on. I want to hear Mike from Boston. Go ahead, sir.
No, I'm just saying I've been hearing that since I was like 5 years old.
Thank you.
Says that shit. It's not that we're gonna have one race, and I haven't seen it happen.
Well,
I'm starting to see more
and
kids,
Hawkeye, do you unironically want that? Do you want everyone to be the same color? The culture's dead. Everything's just the same, just meshed together. Do you actually want that, Hawkeye?
If that's the only way that we're going to cure this.
No. Ivan, the Japanese started like that.
Yeah.
Chill.
And
No, you want that, really?
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem.
Oh my God! You're talking about a culture. You're talking about a culture that has no culture, nothing that they can really look back to in their roots.
How do you lose your culture by enriching it with somebody else's culture?
Do you not believe in bloodlines, Hawkeye? Do you not believe in bloodlines, Hawkeye?
What? Like
I'm
white
not entirely
supremacists?
understanding your.
No, not white supremacists. Jesus Christ.
That's
okay,
what bloodlines
let's
are.
take chaotic truth for instance, right? Let's take chaotic truth for instance, right? Chaotic. You're Nigerian, right?
No, he's
Yeah. He's Nigerian. Let's take chaotic truth, right? He
Chaotic,
probably
are you
comes.
married to a white woman or a black woman?
Hey, Chaotic likes mixed women, so what's gonna happen?
I'm married to a black woman.
Okay, I was just curious.
But Bumpkin, please finish your point, though.
Yes. So he comes from probably a long line of Nigerians, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There we go. It's not just a white supremacist thing. It's a bloodline thing. Like, I respect my ancestors, right? I respect my ancestors. I respect that the troubles they had to go through for me to be put right here at this moment right now, right? Now, I don't actually care if someone mixes, right? But the concept of everyone in America, for instance, mixing as much as possible to create this
everybody in America.
What do you mean? What are you talking? Okay, everyone in the world?
No, I'm just saying you can make that decision. You don't have to.
Okay, but no. You were saying though.
Are you married, Bumpkin?
I have a fiance. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So where's your bloodline from?
Where's my bloodline from? The UK.
Okay, I kind of heard the information on your DNA. So are you marrying a woman that's from the
Yes.
Eastern European?
Eastern? No. Her bloodline's mainly English from the UK.
Okay, English. Okay, so you're marrying Central or the
same bloodline. Not
bloodline.
the same bloodline, not the same bloodline, but like same area, yeah.
Okay, but did you look for the woman to have the same bloodline so you could date her? I mean,
no, but it was pretty much by chance.
Okay, there you go.
But still, that doesn't matter. Okay,
what does it matter? I mean, my family has been in the same city since the 1840s. Okay, why does it? And my bloodline comes from Czechoslovakia. I never would think to marry somebody from Czechoslovakia or Austria because that was Bohemia, because that whole area doesn't even exist anymore.
And my bloodline,
I need to get a little bit back from my mic.
And my bloodline is from Ireland, but because of the way I look, I have to marry a black person.
Shut up, Ivan. Okay, but seriously, Hawkeye. Listen, if you go about this concept like everyone's eventually gonna mix anyways, then there's no color in the world. There's nothing. It's just this gray glob of just no culture at all. You shouldn't want that.
But how does that change your culture? You didn't explain that.
Okay, so what culture? Okay, so what culture do you have in America, Hawkeye?
So you're what culture am I?
No. What culture do Americans have?
Well,
American culture.
We're a melting pot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all you can say is you're a melting pot. That's my point. All you can say is America's a melting pot. You can't call back to anything. If everyone is mixed together and you're like what? Like imagine.
That was the beauty of the United States, because we could keep our cultures, but we
haven't kept them though.
First.
We haven't kept them though.
Bumpkin, you're trying to keep your.
We have our
UK
own
lineage.
culture. We are like my bloodline Irish. I do not identify anything with Ireland. I identify with my own family. My girl, she's Thai.
Most Americans are mutts. Exactly.
Family,
so
they're going to be raised
you're from
American,
the UK,
not Thai, not Irish.
Her lineage is from the UK, right?
Hey guys.
So, when are you do you and your girl ever go out for tea and crumpets? Do you have tea time? Do you have tea time here? That's a culture in the UK. Y'all don't do that, do you? You sit over there vaping right now.
Hey guys. Hey, Bumpkin, thank you for coming to the panel. Hawkeye, thank you. Jay, thank you. I want to just leave the last 30 minutes to Ivan and Dev because they came on the panel a little bit late. But thank you guys. Any last words?
Why are you leaving with? Why are you leaving with Ivan?
Dev, you just got a panel.
Why are you leaving with Ivan? Not Ivan.
Ivan, you got 30 minutes to help support us old guys, man.
Yeah,
I got you. I got you, Hawkeye.
Thanks, Hawkeye.
We're on the team, man.
Yo, so real quick.
What's up, Jay?
Hey, so
Bumpkin, what's a Chad? Bumpkin said I was a Chad. What's a Chad?
Hey,
well, your profile picture, right? Not gonna lie, in your profile picture, the one that you used, you looked a little bit overweight, right? So I was expecting that when you turned on your camera, but that was actually the opposite. You're actually in shape. That's why I was calling you a Chad.
I didn't expect
that's why I was
either.
calling you a Chad. It's a compliment.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm an ex-athlete. I work out. I just went back to the gym today, man.
That's good shit.
Bumpkin, thank you. Hawkeye, thank you.
I'll be listening.
Yep.
Thank you. Can I shill real fast?
What's up?
Yeah. Subscribe to New Frontier.
Oh yeah.
On YouTube. Subscribe to New Frontier on YouTube.
Yep. Jay, what was the thing you about to say, sir?
Hey, so I was actually going to go back to where Ivan was talking about, when he was talking about the destruction of the black family. And I don't know if you guys know about this statistic on this one, but most of the prisoners that are in prison, about 70% of them, they grew up in a single mother household, and that contributed to, like Ivan was talking about, the destruction of the families back in the 90s and whatever, and that actually contributed to the destruction of the black family. Because if you ever look at the statistics, I'm just throwing out that word. I'm tripping. Statistics: 70% of males in the prisons are raised by a single mother household. I'm just all over the place. But no, I just want to put that out there, man.
Oh yeah, thanks, Jay.
Yeah.
Peace out, man.
Peace. Well, guys, it's the last of us right here. Obviously, Ivan, you always have the last 30 minutes slot, and Dev, you just came to the panel, so you can stay up. Dev,
why you leaving with Ivan? Why
Stepdaddy?
Ivan?
It's the original Stepdaddy.
Dev,
what's up, bro?
Dev, so I played a video about a white guy who told the cops that he was a black transsexual female. Let me ask you a question. I don't know what island you said you were from, but
Grenada.
Grenada. He's
Grenada.
From Grenada.
Oh, Grenada. Okay, so that's where Louis Farrakhan is from, right?
Not Grenada.
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 Okay.
Grenada.
Isn't Louis Farrakhan from Grenada?
Huh?
Yeah.
Louis Farrakhan is from Grenada.
Louis Farrakhan.
His mother's from Jamaica.
His mother's from Grenada. Yeah. A lot of calypso down there, right?
As well as Malcolm X's mother.
Yeah. So let me ask you. I didn't know that, but let me ask you a question. Do you have any kids?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, stepkids.
Ivan, I'm gonna punch you in the throat.
So here goes the thing, sir. If your kids came home one day and said, "Hey, look, man, we want to start dressing as women," what would you say to them?
Not in my house.
Really? What if they said, "We're gonna do it anyway"?
Dev, is that your house or is that your wife's house? Remember, you came into that house. The kids and the woman and the kids were already there. You came in there. So is that your house, Dev?
Ivan. Get on my
I'm just saying, bro. You said that my Grenadian brother. You said you went into the house and you was like, these kids need help. And that's your house. If you're still in that same house, you have no say so. They can dress They can walk around that house. They can prance around that house in skirts and heels all day.
Oh hell no!
You can't say
What
nothing.
the hell is wrong with you?
Because you moved in.
Dev, what do you
it's not going to happen.
Okay, it's not gonna happen. Dev, where do you think this culture came from? This identify. Where did it come from?
Where did this culture come from? That
Before you answer that question, let me ask you a follow. Let me ask you a pre-question. If you could identify as anything in the universe, what would you identify as? Go ahead.
what I came in as well as a human and
I
a
beg your
man. As a human and a man.
Okay.
A
So you
dark-skinned
wouldn't
man.
you wouldn't identify as a rich man?
Well, why would I? Well, nope. If I'm not, if I don't hold that label, why should I identify as it?
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. So where did all this culture come from? Go ahead, sir.
Where did that come from?
Mm-hmm.
I want to believe it's a system that is putting it on us with a bunch of misguided people.
Go ahead.
Trying to, I would say, experiment, for lack of a better word. And some of us keep falling into it because of a lot of us don't know who the hell we are.
Yeah.
So we just pick up along the way whatever comes.
Yeah.
We want to identify with it. So I blame the system.
Okay. If your son came home and said, "Dad, I identify as a Tyrannosaurus Rex," what would you say?
Better go to Jurassic Park.
How about this? How about this, Dev?
I'll put him sit down and say, son.
Yeah.
No way in the world you can identify as a Jurassic, whatever. No
As
way
a
in
what?
the world. No way in the world you can identify as that.
Yeah.
So you better get your head out of the clouds.
Yeah.
And put it back where it's supposed to be.
Okay. I said that a lot of this culture comes from TV shows and movies. For example, I think a lot of like Disney movies promote bestiality. I think a lot of sitcoms back in the 80s and the 90s promoted homosexuality. Do you see that, or did you have a TV in Grenada back then, or keep it real? I'm sorry, Deb. Go ahead.
He had a black and white. He had a black and white.
Go ahead.
They just
Deb.
had radios.
Oh Lord.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we had TV back and then.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I blame some of it on it too.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't give it a total blame.
Yeah.
Because it's because the system is not just television.
Yeah.
There's many other sectors that make it up. So
Yeah.
I would want to give them a fair share.
Yeah.
Of where this world is going at the moment. So I'm saying, but yes, television had a great role to play in it.
Yeah. Okay, so in Grenada, it's basically not accepted. Okay, I got you. Ivan, what's that again? I said in Grenada is just not accepted, basically.
No, we're burning that bullshit over here now.
Ivan, go ahead, sir.
As far as where it comes from,
yeah,
it's been here. It's been here. You can look back at history, like the houses of Caligula. I mean, on and on. I keep saying Sodom and Gomorrah. It's always been here. This is, for the most part, I don't want to be metaphysical, but it can be spiritual. It can be.
Yeah.
These are spirits. Like, we're wondering why some of this stuff is happening today.
Ivan is not canned. It's a spirit have a big role to play in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, really, it's when you don't have an explanation, because some of these kids are coming out like this. It's small. You can see it when they're small, So what is the science? Are they putting something, injecting these kids with something, or like I know a lot of kids, like they said they were lactose intolerant, so they had them drinking soy milk. But as you know, soy is full of estrogen. So there's some science right there. But then we're just talking about up-to-date stuff. They weren't drinking soy in Sodom and Gomorrah. They weren't drinking soy in Pompeii, Rome. It wasn't. It's always been here, but because of now, because of they actually have a political voice. They actually have now a political group that supports them. They're able to do the things they do now, and it's making more of them come out more because they've been there. They just been secretive with it, like they say, in the closet. But because now they have backing, political backing, financial backing, in business now.
But Ivan, but you do have to admit, now I'm not disagreeing with you or Hawkeye, but you do have to admit more homosexuality, more transsexuality, more of this culture of debauchery has really been increasing the last 25, 30 years. Like, for example, there was never any shows in the 60s or 70s like Family Guy. Family Guy is overtly like it's an overtly show of abomination. It's a dog that literally has sex with human beings. It's a little boy who literally has sex with adults. Like, talking about the baby. It's in your face. It was like, so you guys were talking about Barney Fife, right? And you gave one episode. Imagine every episode of Stewie as a little baby, he's doing something with some adult, or the dog Brian having sex with human being women. So it's more overt now. You don't agree with that?
Well, I agree, but what that is, it's a because the guy that creates that show, I forget his name, not Seth Rogen, but I forget his name, MacFarlane. He has a habit of doing that. It's kind of like lampooning society. It's throwing society's ills in its face with a comic twist to it. That's what he's doing. That's why he does that. I don't think and if you really look at it, you'll be like, wow, but people just look at it and laugh. And I'll be like, man, how does he consistently, just like the South Park cartoon, they take all this stuff that's going on and they throw it back in society's face. They're not trying to influence society to be this way. They're making a mockery of it, because that's what it is, a mockery. But what you need to pay attention to is the media that hails these people, that puts these people on a pedestal as like modern day Martin Luther King's or any other social justice. Just like the movie, the first movie I saw that did that was Milk. It was called Milk, about Harvey Milk, and it was about this gay guy. He became a politician in the San Francisco area, and those were the rights he was fighting. He's actually the one, and I think he got killed. I think somebody killed him, and he's actually the one that got this stuff kicked off. It went from there and kind of spread it, but it was basically because of him, Harvey Milk, and what he went through that really influenced that. And being that movie came out, it came out maybe 15 years ago, possibly 10, 15 years ago. That movie in itself influenced a lot of people to stand up for their rights as at the time gay people. Remember, they were just called gay people. They weren't called this, that, and the third. They wasn't called LGBTQ, red, white, and blue, green, brown, whatever they're called now. They weren't called none of that. And they're constantly adding more acronyms to it. So they weren't that. It was just, that's a gay person, that's a lesbian or whatever. And it was all separate. But now it's the LGBTQ. Now they are a political party.
Dev, thank you, Ivan. Dev, can I ask you a question, Dev?
Sure.
What's your favorite Tyler Perry movie?
Oh, crap. Why are you doing that, bro?
I'll play with
Muddy goes to Grenada.
But no, I want I wanted to segue with the joke, obviously.
I know.
How is Tyler Perry perceived in your nation? Keep it real.
I think when he just came out, a lot of people was digging his play. I Can Do Better All By Myself was one of them that was, it's kind of iconic here. But as people start getting to know more about him from the internet and other things and things that he said, a lot of Canadians start distancing themselves from him because of what he represents.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So he's not too tasty over here, for lack of a better word, because of some of the Grenadian people think that he misled them.
Yeah.
But isn't he married to a woman and has a child?
Well, he had a child out of marriage. I don't know if he married.
No, he's married with a child now. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he in himself, he's not a gay man. He just cross dresses and plays a old woman.
So all these guys that came out and say they slept with him, I don't consider him gay.
But so okay, let me ask you a question real quick, Ivan. If you had a son, okay, so imagine being Jaleel White's father, right?
Mm-hmm.
When does all this stop? So Jaleel White, if anybody in the chat who doesn't know, Jaleel White was one of the most famous kids in the 90s, if not the most famous child.
Ivan, you're working out, boy.
Okay, so you know, your father, Jaleel White, right? The producers of Family Matters came to you and said, we want to put him in a dress. He's 13 years old. What say you, sir?
What say me?
Yeah.
At that time, in Norway, it was a comedy routine.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have objected to it. I don't think it would have had that influence of he's gay or whatever, especially when that happened. Everybody just saw it as part of a comedy routine. We can look at Martin as Big Mama.
Yeah.
We can look at Juana Man. We go on and on and on. Now, me myself, would I do it? No. No. You know, I wouldn't do it. But
yeah,
it's all in perspective. I don't think these men, because it was way before, like somebody said, Mrs. Doubtfire, and like I used to watch Benny Hill. One of my favorite shows was Benny Hill, and sometimes he'd dress up as a woman and do his little skits.
Yeah.
And I didn't look at it as, oh, I didn't look at it as that.
So what you and Hawkeye are basically saying that there is a separation between comedy entertainment and has nothing to do with the society. So nobody in society is influenced by it. Because that was a good question that you asked me. Was I influenced by how did I feel when I saw Murder Urkel? I thought it was just funny, but when I got older, I'm like, damn, man, he's a child in a damn dress. He's a boy.
But see, that's so entertainment. Like I said, that goes all the way back.
Ivan, where do your morals kick in there?
Would you
now let's twist that. Let's twist that.
Yeah.
Let's twist that. Now, if they came to me and said,
you remember you are his father at that age.
Yeah, exactly. If they came to me and said, we want your son to play a gay teenager and he kisses another boy, then I'd say hell no. Because
but your son at that age wearing a dress is okay with you.
Well, there's the thing. It's a comedy routine. That's just a comedy routine.
So what is your values? No, we are talking about you and he being your son. Stop putting other people in it. Let's just stick to you being his son.
My son.
What is your values?
And that's his profession. That's his profession as an actor. And sometimes as actors, you play different roles. Those roles don't speak on your sexuality. It doesn't.
What is it coming against your morals and values?
Morals and no, it's acting.
I said, what if that's what it's doing? Coming against your values that you instill in him. Now you
okay,
allow
if
him.
it comes then yeah. But if it doesn't, if it's art, if it's comedy, if it's television, that's something different. Now, see, here's the thing. Like I just said, if they came to me and said, we want him to play the role of a gay teenager and he's going to kiss another boy, then that's where I would have drew the line, because that's where the seed is being planted.
Yeah.
The seed is not being planted.
In a dress?
Huh?
You saying the seed is not planted when he's dressing up like a woman?
No. Because now this is where I would have a problem with that.
Oh,
now,
guys, I'm sorry. Can you hear your thought? Thank you, Big Barry, for the donation. It's got to be because I got people who want to be my friend.
People on this new. People on this.
Thank you for the donation, Big Bar.
Yeah, and
Listen,
that was another show like in the early 90s or late 80s where Tom Hanks and this other guy, they dressed up as women to work at this place, and then when they went home they dressed back up as men. They were men, and
who's the name
and
of
they
that show
liked
again?
women. It was it was two guys, but it was Tom Hanks and the other guy. And if anybody knows that show, that was a hit show, and nobody took it as, man, those guys are gay. Nobody took it as that. Just like I said, I used to watch Benny Hill at night, and some of his routines, he would dress up as a woman, and I never took it as, oh, he being gay. I never. Bosom buddies. That's it.
Bosom buddies. Yeah, I do remember that now.
Yeah, they had, and Tom Hanks has never been affiliated with being gay, nor that other man, I forget his name, has ever been affiliated with being gay. It's more men in film and movies that didn't cross dress that ended up being gay than the ones that did cross dress, if any of them did.
Okay.
So it's not about you cross dressing to play a role, but now it's like, hey, remember Will Smith on 6 Degrees of Separation or 7 Degrees of Separation, where he got caught in the bed with the white man on that movie. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
That Will Smith movie, he didn't cross dress. Now, if I was Will Smith's dad, I would have said, no, you're not doing that. You're not playing that role. You're not playing that where you're in bed with some other man, an older white man. They find you in bed. No, you're not playing that role.
I see where you guys are coming from. I think that.
But I don't share Ivan's views, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Ivan, you said something a while ago, but it can be taken spiritual as well, yeah? Now, there's a reason why women wear dress and men wear pants, yeah? And there's a spirit attached to everything that we do. We are more spiritual than physical. We don't recognize it. This world is more spiritual than physical. You may look at it as comedy and look at it as he playing a role, but you don't know what type of spiritual realm he's entering by doing that.
So you're saying by doing that,
by crossing over, that's what they call it, cross-dressing. There's a reason why they call it cross-dressing. By crossing over, there's a spiritual element to it that you're not aware of.
Okay, now you're sounding like a conspiracy hotep brother. Now you're doing that. They call it cross-dressing because these are men that are cross-dressing into women.
They are crossing over. Exactly.
They don't wear this every day, so they ain't crossing over nothing as far as a spiritual plane, because none of these men that have done this has been outed or has come out as that. But there are plenty of men
not because they have not been outed. How you know for a fact?
Dave, I could be talking to you right now. You could be sitting on your couch with a pair of high heels. How do we know? Dave?
Exactly my point. So why are you sticking up for them?
What do you mean? Because facts are facts. It ain't me sticking up for them. It's just the facts or the facts.
Yeah, but you saying that nothing came out of them being that. But you don't know that for a fact because that means it doesn't come out doesn't mean that they haven't done anything along that line.
So you're saying because they played these roles that somewhere
I'm not
down
saying
the line,
because they played a role. I'm just saying there's a reason why they call it cross-dressing.
Yeah.
Hawkeye has a question for you, Dev. Is acting in a dress for a comedy a deviant behavior? I think you've answered the question, but what do you think?
Say that again.
Is acting in a dress for comedy a deviant behavior? Keep it real.
I believe so.
Go ahead.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Dev. You're in Grenada, right?
Am I going to repeat myself again?
Okay, you're in Grenada. Okay, yeah, you're in Grenada. So in the Grenadian legal system, in the courthouse, the judges wear wigs. Just like in Nigeria, in the courthouses.
It was given to us. We have no say on that.
The judges wear
We have no say in that.
wigs.
We are
But
following the
is that
British.
crossing them
Is a
over into that
is a
claim?
British is the British that bring that in here. We have
No,
nothing to do with that.
no. One
Is
is
the
come on.
British?
You can't.
No. Is
You
the British?
can't.
Hold on. Remember we were colonized by the British.
I don't want to hear nothing
I have a
about the
question.
colonizer.
Why are wigs worn by former British colonies? I'm curious. Why are wigs worn?
Because we're still under the control of British.
What the hell did that? I mean, what's the symbolism? I mean, what does it symbolize?
I wish I can tell you. I don't have a
okay.
clue.
But they still wear wigs.
I'm
now,
not saying no, yeah, but
Dev, if
they
you were a
waited
judge,
because it's under the system.
Dev, if you were a judge in Grenada, you would have to wear a wig. Would you give up your judgeship?
I'll find another profession.
No, you wouldn't. You'll sit your butt up there on that bench and wear that wig.
Hey, Dev, I got a question for you. Would you ever knock out a stud? Keep it real.
Huh?
Would you ever knock out a stud? Keep it real.
I probably would.
Wow, do you know what a stud is, sir?
When you say knock out, do you mean knock them out, like punch
knock
them
out? Like if they got disrespectful, like like a studs generally act like men.
Yeah,
you would knock one out. Okay,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
okay. You would knock one out. They pop fly with you.
Yeah, I've done that already. Yeah,
you knocked out a stud before, sir?
Yeah, that confront me. Yeah.
Okay, what's the story?
What they confront you about?
Okay, what's the story?
It's a story whereby I met an old schoolmate of mine, and I didn't know she was a lesbian. And
in Grenada?
This thing is getting rampant over here, man.
Wow.
And I went up to greet her and hug her, and my hand was in her, and we talking. And I saw the girl on the next side, but me, I wasn't paying her because she looked like a damn man. So she stopped edging up to us.
Yeah.
And there go my woman, and I was like, what the hell? So I didn't pay her no mind. So I, put my hands on the girl and said, girl, you look fine. Girl, you look different than before. And thinking, she come and she pushed me in my chest, and I like, oh no.
What?
And I swing.
Yeah, you knocked her out.
And she was out, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I hate to say it, man, but I think studs are open season. I hate to say it, but go ahead.
Was this before or during or after your stepdaddy episode?
He had to get it in.
Hey guys, I gotta get the hell up out of here. I gotta. Hey, but Ivan, any last words, man?
Oh my God.
Hey, all I have to say is, we need to get back.
Yeah.
As Americans, we need to get back to our morals, even if you don't believe in the Christian doctrine. There are still across the board morals and values. We need to get back to family, and this is going to be generations, if ever. Like I said, it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
And we might not live to see better.
Yeah.
Better might be a lot of things that like Martin Luther King said when he gave his I Have a Dream speech. People don't know that his dream was post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
They don't realize that. So we're still looking for this dream to happen. So we cry racism. We do this. No, until everything is wiped out. Until everything is wiped out, people are not going to see like, hey, we need each other now. But you will see it during post-apocalyptic times because there's not going to be many humans left. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's what people don't realize. His I Have a Dream speech is a post-apocalyptic, and us getting back to the morals and values that we were created to have is probably going to be post-apocalyptic. Sorry to say it. It's going to get worse before it gets better.
Any last words, Deb? Thank you very much, Ivan.
It's been a pleasure being here. Very entertaining with Ivan being on.
Deb, are you still with that woman that you married, that you went into her house? Are you still with her?
Ivan, may the Lord be with you.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Are you still with that woman?
May the Lord be with you, Ivan.
Wait, you're not with her, so it didn't last, huh? It didn't last.
That's your opinion, not mine.
Okay, I got a question. Okay, I with me, Dev, stay here for a minute. I got a question for Ivan. No, real talk, Ivan. Ivan, would you rather have your daughter date a? How about this? Would you rather have your daughter in the same sex relationship, or be in a relationship with a man that is black as tar?
You know, you don't want a dark skin in his family, so
No,
wait.
Ivan, go ahead, sir.
Ask that again because Dev interrupted.
Would you rather have your daughter? Let's say I don't know if you have another daughter. Would you rather have your daughter be in the same sex relationship with a beautiful woman, or in a relationship with a man that was black as tar? Go ahead.
Yeah, I take in a relationship with the other woman.
I told you.
Yeah, no blackies. No blackies.
I told you.
Okay.
No blackies.
Okay. So you would rather have a daughter in a homosexual relationship than be with a dark skinned man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, you know, that might be a little off, but it won't bring the family down. Like old Blackie coming up in the house asking for money.
You didn't say what color the girl is.
Hey guys in the chat, when the live stream is over, can you please leave a comment when the video is uploaded? Go ahead, Ivan. So Ivan, what's the logic behind that? Like, why do you say that?
Yeah, because the
or are you just trolling? I mean,
it depends. The other woman could be dark skinned. So
she's beautiful. She's you know, think.
And beautiful. You saying light skinned?
I mean, whatever
you said that.
I didn't say.
I said wait a minute. I said the other woman. Could
so you would rather have your daughter be homosexual?
No, she's beautiful.
In a lesbian relationship. Okay, Dad. What about you, man? A lesbian relationship or a dark skinned man?
Dark skinned man. I don't want a lesbian.
Okay.
Well, he's a blackie. What are you talking about?
I'm brown skinned, Ivan.
He's probably dark as hard mud.
Okay, all right.
This guy is not.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But you didn't answer the question, Dad. You didn't answer my question. Are you still with that woman that you went into her house and
Ivan? And I will repeat, may the Lord be with you.
You want to answer the question?
Oh my goodness. Anyway, so just my closing thoughts, you know.
Let me ask you, chaotic.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be in a male on male relationship or be with Leslie Jones?
Damn.
Oh, I would.
Oh boy.
I would be with Leslie Jones until she gets 1,000 years old and die. Yeah.
No, you won't. You'll be up in there booty toot.
Yeah, no, let me get you the fuck up out of here, man. No.
I know.
It's like being with two guys. Anyway, let's go.
Now, Leslie Jones is attractive, man. Come on. Roz girl's laughing her ass off.
Let's not go that far. Let's not go that far, buddy.
DJ says, chaotic, if you post this video, don't put the live chat on. That's what will get this video hit. Yeah, I won't put the live chat on, but I will ask you guys this. When the video is over, can you guys please come back and leave a comment in the comment section? Guys, any more last words? This has been a great live stream.
Yeah, well, I just want to say, I mean, it's been a pleasure being here with you guys. I really enjoyed every time I stopped by.
Yeah.
And Ivan always bring the entertainment, which is really, really funny.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, I mean, as a people,
yeah,
we need to love ourselves first.
Yeah.
Be proud of ourselves first. Motivate ourselves as much as possible. And stop trying to be equal.
Equal to who?
Well, America want equal, right? They want equal this. They want the same privilege. They want everything. You know, I'm just saying, work with what you have to get to where you need to go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And everybody just be proud of themselves and know that, look, we all are special in our own way.
Yeah.
Are you saying that as an American or as a Grenadian? Because you can't talk on Americans if you're over there in Grenada.
I'm saying it as a human being.
Okay. Well, let me
Oh boy, here we go again.
Let me ask you this. Then I'll leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Don't come back because I'm going to knock you down.
We hadn't seen you here in a while, Dev.
Oh boy.
So I want to ask, did you finally find a home?
Ivan, I always have my home, Ivan.
Okay. All right.
I've always had my home.
But it was good talking to you as always.
It's been
Dev.
a pleasure, brother.
Thank you
blessed,
guys.
man.
Have a good one, man. Please come back to the
Stay
next
blessed,
one.
man.
It's been
Most
awesome. Thanks,
definitely.
Ivan. Thanks, Deb. Peace.
America first.
Absolutely.
America first.
Yep.
Human first.
Yeah, America
Human
first, Dev.
A
Human
Grenadian would
first.
say that y'all's economy is shot, so you would say human first. Get an
America
economy
invaded
first.
me. America invaded me. Human first.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, thank you very much. I'm gonna close it out. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Dev. Knock it off with the plantains.
I would.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Ivan. Thanks, Dev. Thank you so much. DJ says Ivan always makes me laugh, cry, or laugh and cry. Laugh a lot. I hope you all have a great night and the rest of the weekend. Thanks, Chaotic. No problem. Leo said, did the white hued black trans woman want reparations? Oh, that's a good question, Leo. I don't know. Resolute says, great show tonight. Thanks again for having me. DJ says, Ivan. Let me see who else is in the Chizat, and I'm about to get out of here. Savage, I'm about to get up out of here. I'll be on the other channel, though. Thanks, though, for coming through, Savage. Just says, great show. Absolutely, guys. I'm out of here. It's been a great show. I think that white guy was just trolling. He was trolling. He was trolling. I don't think he was being taken serious. But because we allow everything to go on, somebody could troll like that and waste up resources. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you for all the contributions to the show tonight. LeBron James did surpass Karl Malone tonight during the live stream to become the number 2 scorer of all time. For all of you who follow basketball, Leo says, great show. Chaotic guys, thank you for the panel. Let me see. Thank you for the panel. And I'm out of here. Peace. Oh yeah. Don't forget to when the video's done, come back and leave a comment in the comment section. That's not the live comment when the video's over. Okay. Yep. Peace.